And welcome back to another episode of Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut, the Witch Hunters. When we last left them, they had delved deep into the subterranean earth beneath the actual Gloom Glen, the God's Fair Forest, and the hut itself, where rivers of lava had been infused with fey magic that had been radiating out from the actual hut itself. And this has now seemingly pulled together and finally rekindled all the cinders into one large, massive elemental, which Ember Cinderborn, formerly Ember Cinderborn, split up the party, searched through a river of lava himself, like actually swimming through, which was a terrifying prospect at first, but overcame that fear and that sense of dread as you submerged yourself into lava and controlled the heat around you. As you rose up, there was a similar displacement to the lava that rose and bubbled to the surface, and Heladus revealed itself. And a battle ensued between the two of you, but less a battle of strength, more of a battle of wits. Meanwhile, the ones outside, the rest of the pie, actually did do battle with the hand of Heladus, which rose up as a fiery appendage and just shrunk back down again as you fled down a tunnel that then reappeared above you, and you had to navigate the tunnels whilst defending yourself from it. And I believe Tanner found himself down in a staircase full of geothermic gas, which knocked him out for a second. But as he came to, Dyer had got you to your feet, and you witnessed Ember atop a staircase of stone, meeting Heladus eye to eye, and beseeching him to join him instead. And it seemed as though Heladus grabbed a hold of him, wasn't ready to yield yet, and plunged him into the lavas, and the two of them thrashed around, writhing there. You're not wondering who would come out on top. And in one brief moment, you were actually able to reach out to all of the cinders as a collective that make up Heladus and tell them that you would lead them and help them get their revenge. And this seemed to be the tipping point in convincing Heladus to join him. And Heladus allowed Ember to dominate the creature using the Ifriti flask, the Ifriti bottle, and you've now got Heladus effectively under your will and control. And that they are trusting you. They've given you a condition that should you use that power selfishly, that it would turn on you, free itself somehow. But for now, it seems subservient and follows you around. And you've told the party that now you have become Heladus, reborn, rekindled, taken on a new name and a new purpose. As you took rest in the mountains on the outskirts of this volcanic structure, you traced a door out of stone using Eridanus, and the cloud key was inserted into it to make effectively a makeshift door. Opened it up, returning back to the front door of the hut, and you could see all these muddy footprints, and there's a lot of noise and ruckus outside. And as you're kind of wondering what the hell's going on, the door swings open again behind you, the one you just came through, except instead of the stony mountainside, it is the exterior of the hut with a huge army of orcs simply just preparing for what looks to be war. They have trebuchets, catapults, and God knows what else. Most of them are wielding flame tongue weaponry, long swords, short swords, axes, you name it. And it looks like they set up a few camps like tents, and they are ready. They are simply just waiting orders by the looks, and most of them positioned the inside of the skull fence. So you can tell that they're not trespassers. They are somewhat maybe the defenders. Defending what? Not so sure, but that's where we left off, right as you open the door, and one orc kind of looks at you confused, like, oh, what the? Out of the way. And he doesn't seem to take kindly to you just standing there, gawking at him.
This is the hut. You get out of my way.
What the? Who are you?
Hell of this and go. We're here on expensive, important purpose. We work for the Baba Yaga. You don't want to fight this fight. I assure you. And who are you to beseech me?
He looks you up and down, sizes you kind of up, and he says, he like clenches his hands together and he says, I'm the Fist. I'm one of the chiefs here of these here orcs.
Ah, the Fist, and I remember you. You're one of the ones that were lucky, if I recall correctly. You should be dead.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah,
I remember.
was. How's old Rucky doing anyways? Remember, I'll just chuckle.
He looks at the rest of you guys as well, just seeing who he's accompanied with. And I'm going to roll him a quick intelligence check if he does truly remember.
Fist.
Yeah, he seems to just go from head to head and then comes towards you, Eridanus, but doesn't seem to show any signs of recognition.
Eridanus just sort of waves. Hi.
He goes, you're new around here.
Yep, that would be me.
So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But as for the rest of you, pretty sure you're in a bit of trouble.
Why is that? What trouble are we in? Oh, please educate me, oh wise one.
Knight says you're wanted. Enemies of the hut. And as he says this, he kind of gestures several other orcs around him who begin effectively drawing their weapons and just striding towards you.
Well, here's the question, Mr. the Fist. I've got so many questions about the name, but I'm not going to ask them now. If we were enemies of the hut, would we really have a key to the hut? Seems an odd thing to give to your enemies. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe. What's your business here, anyway?
Well, I've got a meeting with Tarek, but
Actually, our business is none of yours, to be frank. You're not qualified to question us.
Will turn to Daya and have this massive smile on his face. He's learning. She's learning.
Now, if you don't mind wasting our time, we're going to continue on our way.
You can take it up with the Bone Mother later if you have access to speak with her, but in the meantime, we have things to do, so...
Yeah, we're very busy. You're disturbing me.
He kind of shouts like, Ogun. But can you roll me a deception check, Eridanus? I'll say with advantage, because Daya is very much aiding you in this.
Okay, dice don't... Actually, wait. I have the Seer, I've got Cosmic Omen. I'm going to use a point of Cosmic Omen to give myself an extra D6, and and I'll also use a point of the Seer to give myself a D4.
Nice.
Quite the deception.
Alright.
So that's 24.
24, okay. Damn. So the fist has called over this other big boss-looking orc, and you can see he's kind of got this spolder made of like bone and scrap, and he kind of looks over you guys. The fist says, "Should we be letting these guys in? I mean, wait, well they're already in, but aren't these the ones we were warned about?" And Ogon looks over you, and he's also going to roll an inside check as well. So, let's just check. See if we can beat a 24. No, he can't, but, Ogon? They both look equally stumped. And they go,
Fate is in our favour.
he looks at him and goes, Fist, we're not security. That's not even our job.
Finally, you're learning.
Excellent.
And she will. Dia will keep moving deeper into the hut without giving them any more attention at all. Like she's not asking for permission.
Eridanus will just continue on, but he'll just sort of look to them and just go, when we speak to the Baba Yaga, we'll put in a good word for you. And just continues on.
He starts barking orders at the fist as you guys begin to turn heel. He
Nothing,
says,
you rubble.
He says, get those orcs back on the tree line. And get ready.
Tanner's just going to kind of like puff up his chest and kind of walk in behind the others.
Watch my back, Tanner. Enemies abound.
Says, we're going to war to fight. No, don't breach the border. And where are those pesky goblins at?
Oh man, what is going on? There's a goblin.
There seems to be conversation back and forth as you're like walking away, getting further. And he says, I think Blister Stick is gathering supplies still from inside. They actually probably return back to their orcish tongue at this point. So unless anyone speaks that, then most of that starts to become intelligible.
Fortunately not.
Yeah.
No.
Do not speak Orcish.
Negatory.
Alright.
Head back inside, then, and seems that for now that threat is abated, which is good. We would have wiped the floor with them, but it would have cost us a lot of
I just want
energy.
everyone to roll a perception check as well, as you were standing there by the door.
Womp womp.
Probably best you don't notice, actually. Oh, Thea does though. Whoops.
Except I think I still have 1 point of exhaustion, so that's never mind. That's a disadvantage. 22. So
Pretty good. Okay. So let's see. It's probably only one that can see you from that angle. However, there seems to be several big, muscular orcs standing in the way, but you could see just past one of the guy's shoulders, glinting in the distance, stuck on one of those posts, is that flame skull, and its eyes seem to flare up and glint towards you, and it's just as like the Ogon kind of strides over and then blocks the vision between you and it. But yeah, for a second you swear you saw the flaming eyes kind of light up, turn in your direction, and but it's at that point the two orcs seem to just be going back and forth, and you go about your business and turn around.
They have control of the flame skulls?
Breaking line of sight.
or we really are enemies of the hut, and the skulls know it.
Skulls noticed us.
Oh boy. We gotta be super careful in here, guys. This is real. This shit's real.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's not a way to break the entrance.
Let's try to be brisk about what we gotta do in here, because I don't want to.
Oh,
We don't want to dilly-dally at all.
In fact, something else beyond that as well, just because you rolled so high. You also see the tree line. You said something about keep your eyes back on the tree line. And sure enough, as you kind of cautionarily glance over towards it, you swear you see one of the trees in the distance move slightly. There's like a rustle of leaves.
Things are in motion, guys.
Well, we knew that. It just feels very immediate right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a lot faster than I thought. I thought this would be more drawn out.
We were gone for what, 2 days? It's
we got to get to Tarek. We got to slow this down.
Yep.
I mean, we've got to find out how much time has actually moved in the hut.
That's a good point. Yeah, for sure. Let's head right to Tarek's.
Yeah. Eridanus, as they're getting
Grab you.
about to go further in, is just like, do you think we should maybe slow them down another way at the entrance?
Yeah, I
What
could
do you have in mind?
leave a wall of stone.
Well, that's one thing, but I was thinking, I mean, if they're going to be marching troops in and out, I could always make the marching a little bit more painful for them. AKA spike growth last 10 minutes. Not just leave spike growth there.
Like what?
A nice welcoming gift, Eridanus. It's always nice to welcome someone to your house.
Aren't we trying to pretend like we're not their enemy?
Well, once we're in the hut, it doesn't matter too much, but it'll slow them down, and if they do get orders to come in, it will also damage them on the way in. But it was just a passing thought.
Well,
I'm all for it, man. If you cause
What
a
everyone's
frustration.
thinking.
I suppose we've already made our bed.
Yes.
I just don't want to give anything away too much, but if you don't think they'll come here unless they're after us, then sure.
Well, they're going to have troops marching in and out. I think they said that there was possibly some, my guess would be getting some equipment from the armory, so
Do you think this would thin the herd or would just piss them off? Like,
it'll,
bit
depending on
of
if
both,
they have any
probably.
healing capabilities. I mean, goblins, it's probably going to be enough to take them out, and it will weaken them.
give it a shot, James. See what happens.
Right. So, why not? I will cast Spike Growth and I will place it. Well, once we're like sort of heading through the door, I'll place it behind us, so they're basically
Behind
covered.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it kind of basically just
Well,
damaged us immediately. I didn't think it would automatically trigger. But
yeah.
okay.
There you go.
But that's all of space basically. So if they come in, they're going to get a little bit of pain.
It's as you turn around, you hear a flaring of heat, and just next to Ember, a figure is standing there, comprised completely of flame and smoke. And yeah, this is just the artwork for
Fucking
that I'm going to be using.
Oh man, I got goosebumps. I'm so excited. I can't wait to sick them on night, man.
Alright.
Alright,
Put it in there. Update it.
That square more back, like there. Oh,
Okay. And also,
that way.
strangely enough, there is a long trailing blaze of heat. It seems just ever present behind him, just kind of like floating there in the air. It's basically his form hasn't condensed down. Well, it has partially, but he's taken the form of like a humanoid, like you requested. Oh wait, was it a bird?
He was a flightless bird last time.
That's right.
But he can be human if he wants. I'm cool. That's cool art, so I'm good either way. I was just trying to be like, eye for an eye kind of thing, like a phoenix burnt him, so I was trying to like inspire them by like turning as the thing that destroyed them kind of thing. I don't know, I was trying to be clever about it, but maybe it's kind of ridiculous. or in Ember's special way, insulting without meaning to be.
Yeah. To some degree, yeah, it seems that way. Okay. Dyer had better insights on that, but oops, I just delayed it. Alright, so you lay down the spike growth, just to remind me if that ever does come up.
Yeah, basically. So for the next 10 minutes, anyone who goes through there, for each square of movement, it takes them twice as long, and they also take 2d4 damage.
Cool.
Alright, after that, you swiftly wish to move on.
Yep, heading towards
To
Terrorix.
Terrix.
Okay. Yep, good luck
Yeah.
finding your way there.
Alright, we gotta go up
I need you to
stairs.
just actually tell me which direction you're going to go in, because...
I think we go up the stairs, which...
Up those stairs, is it?
Yeah, because that's gonna lead to the map that he's on. I know he's not on this map.
So we would have headed up those stairs then, rather than here before the spike grows. So basically, I'd have cast spike growth when we got to the top of those stairs, I guess.
Okay. Sure. Okay, I'll drag you to that later
Keep in
then.
front of me, Tanner. And, yeah, well... Grizz, behind me, Tanner in front. Eyes peeled. Assassins everywhere.
Tanner nods with his weapon out in front.
I'm just gonna keep the flames in my hands lit. I'm very much worried about sudden ambushes. Traps.
Yeah, tokens are all over the map on this one, but once you're all in, I'll just paste you in.
Sir?
But you come to the top of the stairs. This is where you... One of the first places you met Snurg, actually, I think. There's a cobwebbed attic, and there's a small bed in the corner. Still food out, and this is also where the cage of Ivan was. You definitely know to your right is the menagerie. Above that is the training room. And to the left of that is the astral hall.
Yeah, where we should be right about here.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all in there now. Okay, I'll just paste you in.
Cute.
There it is. Whoop.
Oh, God.
And hi, Aerodon.
Oh. Alright, so we need to get Terriggs. Look and see if... Was it through the bathhouse that we want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we go up through the training grounds, the gym.
Wait, would we go through the training grounds to get to the bathhouse?
Where are our labels? That's Orange Chamber.
We would go this way, wouldn't we, to get to the bathhouse?
We would,
Okay.
yeah. We go by the
that's right.
astral
Yeah.
chamber.
Out there. Out to the Astral Hall. You're right. Perfect. Make haste. Time is of the essence.
Yes.
You step very carefully not to fall in.
Okay. Oh.
Yeet.
I don't want to end up like that one mage.
No,
End up
seems
like
to have cleaned
Tanner.
out the bloodstains of that poor chicken knight.
He got destroyed.
Now
So
we see our
sad.
statues in place.
And I think it was east in the bathhouse. Oh, the spider statue's still there. That's
East takes
through that
us
secret
to
door.
Sinvala's room? No.
This one.
I can't remember where that one... No, that apparently takes us to Eleanor's room.
We can check in and pay some more platinum pieces to...
Where we're meant to be going, but if we go up to the library...
Yeah. Do that. That's a good idea. Because... Okay, while we're here, can I quickly just wander around, Chris, and see if
Yep.
Zankiri's kicking around?
Yes, you can. In fact, let's see where he is.
This one's marked as the guest quarters, but I'm not sure where in the guest quarters that would come out. Unless it's the other guest quarters.
Is that the quarters where the Naga is? The guest quarter? Or is it the guest quarter? Yeah, that's where the Naga is, I think, James.
Then that would be right nearby, right?
Would it?
Isn't that where we need to go?
We can check it, yeah.
Honestly, I get so lost.
We're getting better at it. Finally. I think you're right. I think there might be a hallway leading. Like the guest quarters led to the Phoenix room. There might be a hallway offshoot of that leads to, because it was Terig's room, and south of Terig's room was the Tabaxi Fiend's room, librarian.
This is Eleanor's bedroom in the middle,
Rain
right?
dying. Sorry?
Eleanor's bedroom in the middle, right?
Yeah.
It
I'm
is.
gonna, if I don't see Zankiri when I do my search this perimeter, I'm gonna reach into this here and see if I can find the secret switch that oh my god, why am I losing my mind this session? Can't even think of our friggin' Tyro found.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I know that
cool.
Tyro found the switch in there. I don't know exactly where, but I'm gonna reach in and see if I can.
In the ruined tower, you found underneath a set of bricks, there was a button or a lever, and you activated this, pulled it, and it opened up the sliding door there.
Yeah, so I will do so and see if Elena and Kiri, or at least Elena, are home.
As you open up the door, there is a
Oh
sight
fucking shit!
in front
Oh,
of you.
Oh no!
What is going on?
That's
A body
one of the
lies.
reasons I questioned it, because
What the
A
fuck?
body lies on the ground in a pool of blood.
No!
Zankiri's shield is also shattered into pieces.
There! Look around. Any signs of Elena? Immediately.
As you look for Eleanor, it looks like a bit of a yes. A bit of a fight took place in here. A tussle, that's the one. Something has forcibly taken her from here.
I'm going to
They took her! Tanner!
Tanner's
I'm
just kind of like
with
looking at
Kiri's body to see if I can see what killed him.
Okay, give me a medicine or an investigation check. Medicine, it is.
Yeah.
There are definitely blade-like wounds over his body that have cut into his chest.
The fuck?
You said his shield was shattered. Is his weapon still intact? Because that looked quite fancy, if memory serves. Like he had like a stone flail.
Yeah, he had a flail that was made of a geode, and that's still intact. That kind of lays on the floor, still kind of just It does look like it's seen battle, like a bit of chips off of it, but yeah, you can tell a bladed weapon bested him, and you can see there's hacks and smashes in the tables, in the cabinet, where a fight definitely took place here, and also this door is completely busted through as well. There was another secret door, and that one led straight into the cushioned like lounge area.
I'm gonna expend a 3rd level spell slot and speak with this torch using pyrometry.
what?
Fire.
Cool.
That's not a bad shout.
There is still a burning torch in this room, and you're speaking to it actively, aren't you? Right. Okay.
What happened here? What happened with who snuffed the flame of his life out? What?
Dark night came by my light.
Dark night.
He is the one who snuffed his warrior's light out.
His
I
flame.
illuminated the battle. Clashing blades sent sparks flying into my brazier. He put up a fight, but ultimately it was won by night.
I'll say in God, I'm kind of panicky here. Flame language, ignis, to the bottle. They took her. They took her. And kind of at the same time saying it to Helidus as well. And then switch to common and tell the rest of my party The
Erika.
flames, they saw. It was night.
That doesn't make sense. Why would Knight have had to take her by force?
The ritual. They're gonna sacrifice her. They're gonna kill her. It's...
Well, we don't know that for certain, but again, it doesn't... Why would they have had to take her by force?
There was
Aragon is
enough-
He was a paid bodyguard. I paid him.
Yes, bodyguard, but bodyguard to some extent, but what? Sure, if they'd gone willingly, then there wouldn't have been a fight, and Zankiri could have kept an eye on things, but...
So Eleanor
Then
might have
blows.
finally come around. She might now know what her purpose is here.
Yes, well...
Tanner, can you give him proper death? His spirit. He fought to help Elena.
Tanner will kind of walk over and will reposition Zankiri in a position with his weapon out in front, very much like a knight's burial position. Unfortunately, there's not a lot left I can do here.
Thank you, Tanner. Zankiri, such a loyal servant is to be commended.
He fought well,
He
and
stayed to
we
his
will
duty to the very end. He fought night, Tanner.
we'll make sure that he gets out to his people.
Tanner, as crude as it might be, would it not be... His flail is of an unusual thing. Would it... Perhaps we could enable him to fight for us one more time, but you'd be the only one I think who could use it.
Knight has to pay for this. Disgusting.
What do you mean?
Because from memory, like, his stone flail hits like a truck, right? It's pretty powerful. It's not just an average flail.
No, it isn't just an average one, but it's up to you if you wish to take it or not.
I'm just wondering, perhaps, I mean, even as a memento of carrying it into battle to honor him, it might be, perhaps we could take it with us, and perhaps if it does have some powers, it might give us the edge. Better to have it than not.
Are any of us strong enough to use it?
Tanner waves.
Tanner,
Only Tanner or Grizz.
Uh,
Now Grizz, actually, no, Grizz I could see wielding that. That's a sight I would practically pay to see.
Smash his skull in, Gray.
I'm very much akin to my axe, but
Again, Chris, that's a good...
Sometimes a bladed weapon isn't all that's needed. It might be good to have one with a different type of damage.
Okie yeah, he heads over to the body and picks up the flail. Even he has a moment where he actually has to grit and lift the thing up. And the guy must have been as strong as enough.
Zankiri would be so proud of you, Chris Titan.
Well, you're as strong as a bear, so... And I suppose you should bear it well. But for now...
Oh my god, they killed fucking Zankiri.
Yes.
I did not
The
expect that.
flame says there is more.
What more can you tell me?
Though I light this room, there are places that my light does not reach.
Of course, loyal Cinder, you can only do what you can do, but what do you mean?
Hidden from the fight, a young mistress hid themselves in the shadows of my light.
Young mistress. The little child? The one that Elena was keeping? Where did she go?
A while later after the fight, another returned. Perhaps one like Night. clad in armor, wielding scythe in hand.
Senrith.
That's great news, little Spark. That's wonderful news. The child. And I'll be saying this obviously in ignorant and calm and say the child is safe. The child's safe. Is with Senrith, I think.
And
please continue.
And that might delay their ritual.
I hope so. They took Elena. I'll let the flame continue. Sorry, James.
We can often work in threes. So with one piece missing, it could slow things significantly.
Anything else, little flame, that you could see? And as I talking to it, I'll kind of like caress it, and the flame in my hand, I'll try to like heat it up, like get it fired up, kind of see if that can
sure.
Inspire it.
My flames bear witness to a fierce defiance. This sorcerer was unmoving against the demands of the night, claiming that he would fulfill Ember Cinderborn's orders. The knight did not take kindly to those words.
What did the knight say? Can you ask?
I will relay that.
Did he reveal anything about where they were going?
We'll relay
Only
Gaia's queries.
Only that it was time, and Eleanor was needed.
They did not specifically come for the child as well? Only Ellen?
Needed at her mother's side. And the flame doesn't seem to know about whether the other girl was needed or not.
Okay.
And can you ask the flame if Elena went willingly? Did she have any... Yeah.
So, did Elena resist? Did she go willingly? Did the spirit of her flame contest such treachery?
He was torn, one by wanting to stay and wait for a companion's return, and the other to obey her mother. Ultimately, it was not in her hands to decide.
Well, at least that's something. At least she's having doubts.
Yeah.
Which isn't much, but I'll take it right now.
So they must have gone to the ritual chamber, I assume, which was that secret door that we got there.
Which ritual chamber? Do we know?
We found it. It was okay. Was it not the stairs up from the guest quarters, our guest quarters? There was a set of stairs. Remember that you never went up until finally we went up. We just had to look there. We figured out it was kind of the ritual chamber. We just left because we had nothing to do there.
Well, we can go and check it out and see what's going on.
Know.
Guest quarters.
For now, yes. For now, we need to go see Terek so we can try to slow things down.
Yeah, that is still top priority question.
Otherwise, we're going to run out of time.
Yeah.
Let's not run out of time. Let's head to the guest quarters, and because I think that leads to Terek, right?
Yeah.
We can have a quick peek and see.
Yeah. Eridanos will quickly go do that now. He's just going to peek
into the guest quarters. Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm leaving, I'll just pull out another platinum bar.
I had none of that.
Where they end up?
That's right. That's where it ends up. So it goes through there, down a set of stairs.
Okay, Eridanos will come back up and be like, nope. Unless, can we get there by Vaughn's chamber? Does that lead there?
Perhaps
Actually, in Vaughn's chamber is one of the chambers that is off that like big central room where we fought Kesrask. Is that on that floor? Because I think.
Which room are you trying to get to?
So we're trying to get to Terek's, but I was thinking from Vaughn's is the room where the thing that we used to speak to other planes, is that on that same floor? Is there an entrance down there?
It's Kessera's laboratory.
Yeah, because from memory, isn't like on the opposite side of that, isn't one of those that takes us to near Terrix?
Yeah, I think so.
You'll have to figure it out, I'm afraid.
Right,
This place is meant to bewilder and...
I'm going to try to go to Vaughan.
Which way did you go, James? I've lost you.
I went through this door and it ended up down where I am.
Because we could go to the library here too, because I know that Kessera's room was right across from...
Yeah, the library is actually a better bet, I think, definitely.
Yeah, because if we go to the library, then...
The library.
Because that's close to the librarian's room, which was right across from Terry's room.
The library.
Okay, alright.
You can return the book whilst we're there, Dyer.
And as we're leaving, Chris, I just wanted to kind of kneel on the setup body that Tanner, and then to pull out one of these of Zankiri and pull out that Tanner propped up, and I'll pull out one of my little platinum bars as I promised him. A deal is a deal, and he fulfilled his end of the contract. And I will just tuck one of the platinum bars in I guess kind of in between his chest and his armor, so that it doesn't get taken, but pay him for his service.
Alright. You do this, Grizz speaks up and says, Knights on some sort of killing frenzy. First my friendly boar, now your mercenary.
We have to
We'll
put
get
him
him,
down.
Chris. We'll get him.
Night must fall.
Without question.
Yep.
Alright.
I like that quite
Hear
a
that,
bit.
Hellenis? We're gonna have some fun.
Yes, we will light up the night.
This is the wrong there. Damn.
We are in black space. We have gone between the dimensions.
This one.
Wow. We just completely stumbled on the body of Zankiri there.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was ever gonna...
Stumbled you did.
Alright, so this is the room you were talking about, Paradonis.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like...
Greg's room, Bow Museum Library.
Up you down there.
Summoning chamber.
Okay.
I'm sure that one of these doors is going to lead to where we want to go in the library, because Daruka's chamber is right across from Terry's. Or it's not Daruka, I don't get to his damn chamber. Daruka!
Yeah, how do we get to Terrix?
So, in such a rush.
Apologies,
Well,
but
yeah,
time
book
is of
return.
the essence.
Oh, goodness. Well, of course, if you wish to get to Terry's, I can lead you there myself, if you really wish.
Yes, please, Daruka, but also, I'll hand over my library card. I'm actually going to re-withdraw that book on the fire planes and such. The creatures of the fire planes and then the Freedy and all that.
Excellent.
I got more I got to learn from there. I'll quickly grab it.
And Di, I think, is your book overdue?
I don't believe so. We've had it, what, 6 days? Here it is.
Ah, just in time then. You're a quick reader.
Oh, well, it was a fascinating read, I must admit. If you have any more like that, I'd be eager to finish the series.
Speaking of books being overdue, Daruka, were the books from the Shadowfell ever returned?
He looks around and he goes, yes, I did manage to track down what happened to those, and, well, rest assured that I won't be, I won't be able to punish the one who didn't deliver them back. How to put
It
this?
was Baba Yaga, right?
That's right, yeah.
I thought it would have been Levelin.
Oh, the Velen. Oh, no, goodness. He still does need to return that book.
And nobody's tried to come and take the book on the Void out again, right?
No? Why?
Oh, I just ran into some people who were showing an interest in it.
No. Well, no, not that I've seen.
Excellent.
But, yes, it's, Baba Yaga is the one who took out the entire collection of, the Shadowfell archives.
Shame. I really wanted to read that series. Heard great
Well,
things.
she must have them lying around somewhere in her own quarters.
That's a good thing.
Erica, can I ask you a sort of tangential question? Are these books yours, or are you just their guardian?
I am the keeper, but I've definitely added a few of my own choices to the collection. I've sort of been given the right to run everything here, so...
Of course, but I mean, if Baba Yaga wanted to take a book permanently, she could.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
After all, this is the Grand Library of Baba Yaga.
Well, isn't it a shame that you don't have more control over something that you obviously value so much?
He flashes a grin, a toothy grin, and says, "Indeed, there's always little loopholes here and there."
What loopholes for what? Or are you talking about your library card policy?
Right, exactly.
Uh,
Now, anyway, you wish to get to Terex. I won't bore you with all the details of the inner workings of the library.
well, administration is always something of an interest of mine. But yes, Derek is where we need to go for now.
All right then. So he snaps his fingers, and the magical floating violins seem to disappear into silence. And he looks about. No time to close up shop, but you follow me. And he will take you just on the quickest, shortest route there, which you're not going to be able to keep track of. And who's this new flaming friend of yours? It seems to be quite the silent type.
I thought it. We had a little bit of an agreement there. So, I'm really working with a few partners these days, Daruka. A good friend of mine yet to really introduce himself. And, well, Ember was just a name of weakness, a name of just an unfulfilling name of sorts. I'm playing as Hellatus now in this grand game of ours.
We need to update your library card.
Well, nah, Ember should be fine. Purposes.
Very well. I'll just put in parentheses.
Yeah.
And he does make a note to, as you like hand this back before he hands back you the library card. He does add it on there, and it seems to be engraved in some sort of magical script. Okay.
So I added a book on Plane of Fire from library.
Yes. Plane of elemental fire. I take it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I signed it out before, then I returned it. It was just about Ganassi, whatever, or Afridi and fire elementals
And
and
while you're at it, actually, want to give me just a quick intelligence check?
sure. Intelligence ability check.
Okay, cool. Nothing else comes to mind of what you need in the library. You get whatever you requested. The
Perfect.
Plane of elemental fire. All right. Should be on the right layer now. Need to the rest of your tokens in.
Oh, there we go.
That one.
Oh, there we are.
That one. And I will say that Heldus is with you. His token has been left behind at some point. All right.
Can you go help Daruka?
No problems. You're one of my finest Customers in the library, visitors.
Yes.
Thanks, Daruka.
And I'll let you know if I do ever track down one of those manuals, Dyer, but they can be, well, one of the hardest books to acquire.
And if
Well, I can
find any
see
books
why it
that
was
you
invaluable.
might be interested in, I think you might be interested in, I will grab them for you.
Sometimes, even if they are acquired, they are on a bit of a cool-down period. It takes a few decades for them to finally recover the magic which is expended from their reading.
Really?
Mm.
So it costs the book to be read. What an interesting equation. Dia doesn't know what to make of that. I don't know if it's a clue, but it's
Be happy you were the first reader, Gaia. You got the most out of the story.
I suppose I should be happy there wasn't a waiting list.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
most people who come to the library aren't learning to do backflips and walk a tightrope.
Well, there's my good luck then.
They don't know what's good for them. See, our Gaia here, Daruka, she can run up walls. She's amazing.
Impressive. Well, I would love to stay to see the theatrics, but I must get back to my library, and you have business with Tarek. I will,
Yeah.
Urgent business, as it
Of course. You take care now, Jerica.
He
Heridonis
turns
knocks
back
on the
and
door.
gives a polite bow and heads back up the stairs. Okay, you knock on the door. And Tarek says, "It's open."
Eyes open, Tanner.
He is standing there with his one hand on the hourglass, one hand on his staff, placed on the floor. There is this faint trickling of sand that is spiraling upwards from his staff. And he says, "There you are, about time. I was expecting you."
That's
I suppose you know why we're here? Why we've come to you now?
Of course. You wished for me to buy you some time.
Yes.
I'm afraid we need it now more than ever.
Now is the time for more time.
I see. Is there everything in order? You're certain this is the path that you wish to take?
They killed that Gary.
I see.
And they have an orc army ready to march.
And you wish to avenge him? And protect Eleanor?
Without question,
Whatever
I
ritual this is.
he was working for me. To attack my employees is the personal insult.
Very well. Then this shall be my one interference. This will be my one interjection. And he seems to turn to the hourglass and lifts it up off the table.
How much sand is left? Just before he does that, I just want to know how much sand is left in the hourglass in the top half.
It is half empty.
Half it.
Yep.
Just half.
There's half the sand in one, half the sand in the other.
Does that mean that we have still half a fucking sand worth of time? Or do we...
Well, just eyeballing it, it looks like it's almost exactly half left. But you're not sure just how long that represents exactly, or
You
whether
think
it
of this-
represents something else entirely.
Time doesn't move in a linear way here. More steadily.
It works in more like branches, shall we say. And what I am about to do is an interference on one of those branches, segmenting it, splitting it, if you will. It's dangerous, what I'm about to do, which is why I will only do it once for you. After this, you are on your own. Understood?
It's appreciated. The center of the hut. Is it safe? Is it
By
stable?
no means, no. Of course not.
This ritual will then, as you said, possibly undo everything.
Possibly. We've discussed at length many theories as to what will be the final outcome. And one of those outcomes involves you interfering. It is an outcome unique in and of itself, which I'm just as eager to witness.
And what have you predicted about this path of ours?
He looks at you and says, "Wish for an honest answer?"
Always.
He seems to be holding it back. But as you've kind of insisted, he says, "I may likely predict you will fail."
To be honest, I can't say that was a surprise. We were always fighting against the odds on this one, but likeliness isn't a guarantee.
Time, however, might just be on your side. And when time converges again, it might just grant you a second chance.
When time converges again? Is that what he said?
Yes,
like
and with
branches.
that he begins to swirl his hand in the air as he begins to trace arcane symbols out of sand. And he says, "We don't know yet if you can interfere with the events that, quote, have already happened. If your timeline is already there, what does it mean to jump in and change what is already done? We don't know what lies within the Tesseract. Perhaps other dimensions outside of time. Perhaps alternate realities. Other huts like this one. Or even 100 different huts. Another world. Another universe. An infinite multiverse. Or nothing at all. Just a black hole that we get stuck in and never reach through to the other side. Just frozen in limbo. Stuck in time." And as he says this, he turns the hourglass. And as the time trickling through freezes with one half equal in either side, you feel time stop and freeze around you. And even down to just being able to blink, everything is stopped. You can see Grizz kind of in the middle of scratching his head during this. You can see Heladis's flame just stuck, like frozen in time. And he completes, it seems Terry, by the way, is completely outside of this. He continues tracing arcane symbols, and as he finishes it, all of you feel drawn towards him like a magnet. And at the last moment, he steps behind the hourglass and places it in front of him. Where is it? Where's my half? There it is. Okay, and it there. There we go. And you feel yourself drawn straight towards it, like sands being pulled down into like a pit. And all of you begin seeing the hourglass get bigger and bigger and bigger as we zoom in onto one of the globes. You have no idea what he's talking about, converging and second chances, but whatever's happening, he seems to be aiding you in something. He seems to be giving you a chance to do what you wish to do, to change this reality that he's said that might just be stuck in set in stone. And we're gonna have to take you to another map.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be interesting.
Chris,
Yes.
did you set Zankiri there Like, it's blowing my mind that we just found it like that.
We weren't planning on going there for sure, so
Yeah.
either he's got corpses stashed all over the hut, or
You think I'm gonna throw in this dead Zankiri? Oh, my brain. Okay.
Okay, you want to go and see the heads? They're dead. You want to go see Snug? He's dead.
I don't think we can kill Snurg. I think he's the great mastermind behind it all.
You know.
Even beyond Baba Yaga, literally everything is part of his spider web.
Snurg of the infinite webs.
Oh God, yeah.
all
It's like
all he wants is a hut full of people who won't track mud in the front room.
wasn't it the one episode he did actually hint at something about love?
Yeah.
I swear that actually happened. And you guys were like, wait, what? Alright, let me just... So, as you feel yourselves almost being shrunk down, smaller and smaller, the hourglass getting larger and larger, it's almost like as if you become single grains of sand and finally falling and tumbling down into one half of the hourglass. You simply phase through the glass for just a briefest of moments. And as you tumble down, you find yourselves, just in a heaped pile at the base of this glass. There's still semblance of magic that seems to be feeling like it's swirling around in this area, going back and forth, tracing a sign of infinity between the two hourglasses.
Now, I'm not gonna question
And there's like
anything too much in this moment, but is that us over there?
Yeah, it's like a mirror copy of us?
Well, maybe.
Future?
Or...
Oh!
This is gonna get trippy.
What?
Okay. Alright.
Dead Grizz.
Okay, so as you tumble down, I guess, Tanya, you're probably the heaviest. You fall down first, face first into the sand, and then Grizz on top of you, crash right on top, like elbows you in the back. Hellas and Dai, you kind of tumble out after them, and Eridanus, you're last in. And you've all fallen prone in a big pile, just looking around, spitting sand out of your mouths. And as the magic kind of wears off, you do start to see surrounding you a glassy, transparent visual of the room that you were just standing in, except it looks massive now. Like you can see the room Terry was in, and you see him pick up his staff, give one last nod in your direction, and begins to head out from the actual chamber itself, leaving the hourglass resting on the table. And he just leaves his own chamber, closes the door behind him, and you're left to sort of like wonder what the heck's going on.
Prison us? Did he deceive it? Did he trick us? Let us out!
Or is he giving us the chance to do things in here? Is time stopped everywhere, do you think? Can we get out when we choose?
Still, that's a good question, Di. Yeah, because you can see the fireplace and the candles are still very much frozen in time.
So he's literally stopped time.
But not here.
What happens if we leave this place to try and... Uh-oh.
So I'm going to please stand up.
What are the other others doing?
Okay, if you get to your feet and look over to the other side, you're suddenly aware that what you're looking at isn't in fact a mirror, but another set of you guys. You look bloodied, you look spent, and you're standing over the bodies of some bloodied figures, either roasted or chopped up. They all look really messy looking. One of them's, you look at your staff Dyer, and it is coated in blood on the other side.
Are they moving? What are they doing?
Yes, they are. They are unfazed by this time dilation, and they seem to be panting heavily. Tanner is bending down to the other knight on the floor, clad in armor, and he seems to be closing the eyes of his combatant and, bowing his head in perhaps respect.
What is happening?
Well,
Is that future us? Is that one version of future us?
well,
think
perhaps,
so,
or
Daya.
perhaps a different timeline of us. Converging
The
timeline.
timeline that we were on, perhaps.
Eridanus is going to walk up to the middle and just be like, hello, other us?
It seems as though for a moment or two, they don't really notice you. And they're probably still the adrenaline from the battle, but they don't seem to hear you, at least the first, sentence. That's for sure.
Hello?
Okay, as you shout Helidus, you start to see the other you look around and face you. And his eyes go wide, and he says, "Yeah, there's another one. There's another set of them. What do we do?
Wait, what do you mean another set? Explain.
Get ready."
Ready for what?
They all turn. Grizz, crap, and he grabs his axe and begins to step forward effectively.
No need for weapons. We're not here to fight.
That's not what the last one said.
Well, we're not them. We're us. And you're not us, you're you.
What? No, don't trick us again.
I promise I'm not trying to trick you. Look.
Eridanus says, the other Eridanus says, well, it sounds very tricky. It's, honestly, Grizz, we can't trust them just yet. Just be on the ready.
Wait, Eridanus, what did the other us's say? What did they do?
The other us's? And
the
you
ones
hear
that
Tanner,
I'm guessing are the bloody corpses
you hear
behind
Tanner
you.
say, what do you think happened?
They attacked?
They gave us no choice.
Did they give any hint as to why? Did they say who they thought you were? We're not here to fight. Please, help us understand.
Elidus says, he said that this hourglass wasn't big enough for the two of us, that only one pure of heart and flame could survive. Only the strong.
Right.
I mean, that does
sound like
that
something.
sounds right. But, so let's just, before we get to blows, if that's how this is going, I really hope it's not. I don't want it to go to blows. How did you guys get here?
Tyre says, the same way you did. We spoke to Terrig, said something about buying us time, that time would be on our side and we'd have a second chance when time converges or something.
Exactly what he told us.
This is the convergence of time, clearly.
Then
I think Grizz goes, I think this is a splitting of it.
So then maybe we could just break it? Or is there a way we can reverse this?
what if, and this is just a hypothetical, what if we swapped sides?
That's what we said just before the other Tanner said, what if we break you? And then he came running at us. And,
Well,
That doesn't sound like a Tanner that I know.
I can definitely assure you that's not our intentions in the slightest. We want to finish what we came to the hut.
We need to stop Baba Yaga and save Eleanor, and possibly the world, or the Shadow Spell, or whatever this ritual's about, but either way it's not good.
This is a trick, Daya.
I don't think it is.
Of course it's a trick, but we're all on the same side. We just need to figure out
Try and persuade me, Daya.
No, he's not. He is you.
Tarek did say time converging. These are two timelines crossing in the same point.
And
we probably shouldn't be all in the same place together.
Great timelines, Daya, but why would Tanner be unjust? Tanner would not slay another Tanner. Tanner would be happy to see another Tanner. I'm not happy to see another Helidus, but
we don't know what that Tanner's been through.
Yes, whilst these timelines may be converging or preparing to split, it might be that their actions beforehand made them into different people.
Just
It's
another
possible that
timeline.
perhaps in this one, Tanner, I'm just spitting out hypotheticals here, truly lost his faith in Raziel and turned to a darker path. Perhaps rather than embracing the dawn, he embraced the night.
Hey, you there! And I'll point at the other Helidus. What do you call yourself?
He says, well, Helidus, of course.
Fuck.
What do you call yourself?
I am the one and only Helidus.
Helidus is
Isn't there technically 2 of you, and now there's 4 of you, I'm guessing?
You! Merge with us!
Huh.
That's my line.
No, I'm actually wondering whether that might be a point.
Wait, what? Merge? Wait, yeah.
Rekindle!
Big merge?
Rekindle with us!
If the timelines need to converge, then maybe the way forward is for us. Yes, so that we converge.
And how exactly do you suggest we merge?
Well,
not physically, I hope, but
Helidus here will,
I'm for Ember and, well, for Helidus and Helidus and Helidus and Helidus, it's probably easier. But
maybe we just high five.
I mean,
wait, is there another Helidus as well?
I would guess so.
Yes, there would be.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because you're all together, right? So none of you got left behind or anything like that.
There are 2 possible ways that I can see this perhaps working. Either, but perhaps we simply need to swap sides.
What would that do?
But they're wounded.
No, well, yes, but I mean, if we go over there and they go over here, then they're following one flow of time, we're following the other. And that might be what it is. I'm also wondering if maybe it's a weird thought, but what if rather than necessarily pausing time, I realise that's what's happened while I was thinking of this, what if instead it's almost like saving time? So if we do fail, this will create like a fixed point that can then almost try again.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably how the magic works. Like a continue, a retry in the arcade.
But that's just an idea. Time magic is not something that I'm aware of. But if we are different timelines, and those ones act differently, then that suggests that there must be some differences between us, some decision that you group have made that we haven't, or vice versa. Clearly it's not the Helidus situation, because we can see them. And visually, at least I'm assuming visually, apart from that you're injured, we appear the same.
I would like you to, well, as you say that, Eridanus, I would like you to make a perception check. Everyone can make a perception check on their own copy, their other timeline.
I'd like to specifically look to see if both of them are wearing, like the one who's all beat up and battered, Ember, and the self-proclaimed Helidus that is opposing to me. I want to see if either one of them aren't wearing a fire poncho. That's of interest to me.
Okay. He is wearing a fire poncho. However, they are, yes,
Okay.
both of them.
So it's pretty recent poppies. Okay, cool.
Okay. Those who got really good successes there. Daya, Eridanus, and Tanner.
No, I got a 9. I'm at disadvantage.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still at disadvantage, aren't you? Ah, okay. Alright, so just check.
And I suppose one of the obvious things is, does this Tanner have a glass arm?
This one does not, no. He has also got the power to be able to get rid of that himself, just as any other paladin would.
Sorry, go on.
Okay, Heladus, your forehead is burning with a bright red symbol. Seems to be like you know how like Genasi have these kind of swirling patterns and fiery kind of cracks in their skin. Well, one of them is much more obvious, and it is directly in the forehead, and it is of that same print that you have, except this one's burning far, far brighter.
Okay.
Do you remember the 3 fingered footprint?
Chicken foot. Yeah.
It is a chicken foot symbol burning brightly on Heladus's head over there. In addition to that, you can see his feet are also completely replaced by chicken feet.
What the hell?
Uh-huh.
Yep. And just about where his eyebrows are, instead of kind of hair, there's a small, just a tiny bit of plumage showing.
What happened to you? Why are you looking so foul?
Oh, very funny. But I've already heard every joke from these guys. This, he points to it, that damn door that I tried to open. Clearly some kind of curse.
Careless.
Huh. Looks like
I'm
you
embarrassed to have myself let me down like you have.
But, well, the same happened to you, but it seems the difference here is that it's affected that one and not you as much.
Well, I'm probably an older version of you. You're just a youngling compared to me. So the toll has been a longer duration.
Oh, so these are from the future. These are the future us.
Haven't you woke up feeling hungry or itching in the forehead? Haven't you felt a twitching, scratch?
Don't tell me I'm gonna become a chicken.
Oh, you must have got lucky then, he says.
The thing is luck, only circumstance and planned deliverance. Have you somehow managed to conquer our problems with our magics? What are you talking about luck?
Yeah, it's useless to bother explaining. But you'll get there eventually. Don't worry, you'll catch up to me.
And this one's too cocky. I'm not very fond of him.
Oh, fuck, I get it. Yeah, chicken.
Well, look, it's like looking in a talking mirror.
Speaking of mirrors, got a 17 Eridanus, which is pretty high. I'll allow you to tell me what slight difference there is with Eridanus.
Oh, God. That's,
What decision during the campaign has had you thinking, what if?
Give me a second to think on this. Go with one of the others, boss, I think.
And the same goes for you, Tanner, as well, who rolled a really high perception check. I'm sure there's plenty of times when you thought, what if I'd done this instead? And you know what? I've got a suggestion if you want me to throw it out there, Tanner.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. With the 21, you notice this Tanner seems to be just a little bit more pale than the Tanner you're used to. And as he's turning around to look back at his allies every now and again, you see that there is just a small bit of bruising around his neck. 2 tiny little holes.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
A vampire wildfire.
Oh, you dog, you.
Looks like someone enjoys a diet of wine and blood.
I actually really can't think of anything for Adonis where there's been a decision like that.
As you
Like,
look as you look
like-
at Dyer, though, I'm afraid with that natural one, by the way, you can't tell any differences. They're obviously quite covered up, so if there's a physical difference, that's not showing. If there's just maybe a mental one, perhaps take time to unravel and uncover.
Yeah. But I noticed that she has the same moon staff that I do.
She does.
So
yeah.
she's at least all right. So we've done that part. But okay. I would have a hard time thinking of what decision would be outwardly visible.
As for the other Grizz, he goes, "Oh, you still got the bear cloak? Mine got burned up like almost immediately as I stepped into the hut." And he says, "Oh yeah, oh man, if I'd have lost this, I'd have been missing it the whole damn campaign." He says, "Oh, do you want me to feel it or borrow it for a minute?" And then Chris turns around to the other few guys and says, "Oh, that won't affect anything timey-wimey if we give each other stuff, right? Oh my god, I just thought, what if I give you my axe? You can wield 2 ascended axes, that'd be cool."
Oh.
Friends, we're gonna kill a sun bear one day.
Looking at the two axes, do they actually have the same runes that are lit up on them?
Oh, you spotted another Grizz's difference. Yes, there is different runes. He has a hill giant rune on his one. Oh yeah, this one I got from the hill giant, and this one is from a storm giant.
Oh.
And he points it out. Yeah, he's got storm and hill, whereas Grizz has
got ice and fire.
yeah.
Interesting.
Frost. They both got fire. They both got Ignin runes, but they one's got storm and hill, whereas Grizz has ice and stone.
Interesting. The only thing I can think of for Eridanus, and which is I don't know exactly what it would be obviously with the Gilded Locust that affected me in one negative way, but obviously the effects of that can potentially be random.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good shout. Yeah, I'll say that this Eridanus is actually not. I'll roll for it. Yeah, this Eridanus has it's not immediately obvious. That's what I'll say. But you can reckon that he's probably not got the same ailment as you. It's a very slim chance, given how erratic that kind of
I'm
was.
still not even sure what one of the effects of the Gilded Locust is. Because I've just got unknown effects. So who knows?
Did I give you a note on it as well?
I can't remember.
Okay, a number to remember.
Not that I remember. I think you said you'd worked it out, but then you weren't going to tell me till it became relevant.
It's in my notes. Yeah.
But that's all I know.
Yeah, that's the major flaw. Oh yes, okay, I remember now.
So
the monster manual.
we've got
at the end of it.
we've got three potential options, I suppose. The first is actually, or would it be four? The first is to kill each other, but I'm definitely vetoing that. I don't want that to happen. You seem like decent enough versions of us.
They already killed the other adversary.
Yes, but that's because they may have been evil versions. We
already did
know.
that. We already beat him, so if you want to give it a shot, we'll beat you too.
Whoa.
Be quiet, Chris.
We're not looking to go that far.
The second would be to try to break out of here through force, but I don't know if that will work.
I don't want another one of me wandering around, Harry.
Well, based on this, there's going to be potentially an infinite number of you that are in existence, just different timelines where a decision went a slightly different way. You turned left, he turned right, for example. But the other option is for us to just swap sides and see if that does anything. And the third is, as the Grizzes suggested, perhaps just to high-five and see if that sort of connection between ourselves and ourselves is enough. Perhaps but I can't exactly say which is the best route. I've not been in this sort of situation before.
I'll ask the other group as a whole. You guys, Tarek bring you in here?
Yeah.
So they're here
Yeah.
willing. And why did you go to Tarek? What was happening for you to need to stall time?
Well, a number of different things are happening right now.
Elidus, was Zankiri still alive?
Zankiri? No? No, Zankiri's still alive, yes.
Riz, were you, are you familiar with your true name of Titan?
Oh, yeah, I know that one. We know all about that. Tanner says, we need to find Eleanor as quickly as possible. And Helena says, yeah, it's that. But I don't know where Zankiri is, but I think he's run off with the small child and protecting her.
In our side, it was Twilight that took the small child, whereas Zankiri fell in battle tonight trying to defend Eleanor.
Where's Twilight in your time?
Tanner is nodding. Says, sadly, yes, Twilight is no more.
Okay. Well, that's a fairly direct comparison.
But worrying in its own way, that suggests Night is far more formidable than we thought of.
Have you spoken to Lady Mora yet?
They look over to you, and then they look over towards Tanner, and they say, yes. Yes, we had a lovely dinner before any of this went down, thankfully.
How soon before?
Well, let's see. This happened before we dealt with the Geralt situation.
Oh wow, so the timeline's all jumbled.
Yeah.
Was there cinder stake orcs outside the hut when you returned, Helidus?
Cinder stake orcs? Yes. We managed to fend them off, though.
They fought you. Or you fought them?
We did, yes. A set of goblins proved to be quite unpredictable. One of them had a damn wand of lightning. We didn't expect that. Called him Blister Stick, they did.
Oh wow.
And another one was known as War Driver, who rallied the other goblins into a frenzy. Meanwhile, the other orcs, well, did what orcs do best and charted us. But thankfully, we did have some backup. Rothlab, and we had, who else? Dora the Siege Tower. There's another two with them as well. They had almost summoned a small group of treants to assist us. What's his name? Bearhusk, and the other one, Ezerut. And Eridan's like, I'm impressed you actually did that well to recall all their names, even though we only met them like today.
Interesting. Yes, you, I'm sure, found the body of Raflab in the sunken ship, the ship trap in Elena's chambers.
Yes.
Milan, yes, his brother, yes.
Indeed, we did.
Our timelines are similar. Like it's a mere grain or two of sand that separates us. If we can.
We took them to actually. Their name wasn't Milan? Sorry. Yeah, hold on. Let me recon that. Their name. We didn't really have their name, but oh no, of course it was Milan. Yes, the brother of Roflab, who died effectively, turned into this strange boat, like out of living wood, a torturous existence. We freed him, and then Dyer speaks up and says, "But we took them back to Small Sprout, and there we delivered them to Laftril. She said that she might be able to replant one of their seeds or acorns, and within a couple of days, I believe it started sprouting, and they named it Mevo."
Oh.
Mind fucks. This happened like a long time.
It happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So if they're part of if they're part of the same timeline, then Mevo was still a baby sprout, but it wasn't a seedling when we met them. So they went to Small Sprout and came back to the hut.
Yes.
And then enough time passed that we did the same. So we're behind them, but in the same time stream.
I think they're behind us.
No, because they had to deliver it. They had to deliver the seed and for it to grow up before we even went to the hut.
But Mevo is alive and well as a seedling in Small Sprout, whereas he literally regrew from the body of Melon. Brain is dead. It's all distorted. It's all warped, Sarah Jane. It's all like I don't know if there's. I think you're right. I think some things are behind and some things are ahead. The sand has been stirred.
Yeah.
If you want to know the actual mindfuck out of game, the Mevo is exactly that. Mevo is a seed of Milan.
What?
They're telling the truth, and you can tell that through insights checks and such.
Yeah.
That is exactly what happened to them, and that is how Mevo came about. That is exactly what Mevo is. They are a sprout, a rebirth of Milan, Roflab's brother.
Oh shit!
Oh god!
And there it is. See, we broke time. That's all the time we have.
Everybody out.
Grid starts hacking at the glass. No, let me out.
But if that's the case, why didn't the person in the, I forget their name, in the shop say, "Hey, you guys were just here"?
Laughter. Because obviously there isn't several of you running around.
No, but
this is just in a different timeline. It's like a different set of circumstances that went down.
a different dimension, like multiverse theory.
Yeah.
So they're not in the same timeline as us. That's what I was thinking. That we had gone through Spellspout twice.
Yeah, it's basically the same. Like, well,
In your
branch and-
timeline, Mevo is
Mevo.
completely unconnected to Rothlab and Milan. They're
then-
totally disconnected.
Oh, so our Mevo is not the seedling of Milan.
Exactly.
Okay, that's all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay.
So there are definitely.
How would that? Now I'm even more confused.
But I think it's not. I think it's not productive to focus too much on the differences. Instead, we need to focus on getting out here. You to your time, us to our time, or maybe even to each other's time. Who knows?
Well, I'm trying to figure out who's failed. Like, one of us has failed and one of us has succeeded.
Yeah, these ones failed, and Grizz
Not
kicked his own body.
I don't think so.
necessarily
We've
failed,
both
just
both
made different
lost
choices.
Elena and one ally. Right? I
Oh.
mean, we have different timelines, but we're essentially at the same spot with the same resources.
The other Dyer says, well, it's almost as if when I asked Tarek, he said that we were going to fail, not that we had already failed.
Which one is? So, like, I'm trying to figure out, Sarah Jane, which one is 2 days prior, right, or something. Like, which one of these timelines is less advanced in terms of the Baba Yaga's ritual? Ours or the other side?
I'm not
You
sure.
fell down the hourglass not like mere minutes ago, behind us, which is probably why our timelines are so similar. They're close together.
Yeah.
What about these weaklings? Gesture at the dead corpses.
They were perhaps
of our-
here longer, and thus that's why they're so different.
They were here before us, Dana says. And I think they were perhaps driven mad by being stuck in here. God knows how long time has been stuck like this for them.
But it's
Oh
important
Lord, you think
for
they
us
weren't able to get out?
I believe so. They can see. Chana gestures at their own weapons. Looks like they tried forcefully breaking out, and he gestures towards some of the weapons that are literally like blunted and broken, and that gave us an edge in the fight. Several of their weapons were damaged as they tried to perhaps forcefully break out of here.
Okay.
I wonder if perhaps that group of them is from. I think it may have been you, Tanner, or you, Grizz, where you went to turn the hourglass and were warned not to.
That was me, yeah.
Perhaps they chose to turn it and so were trapped in here far sooner than intended.
Oh. I hadn't thought of that. That might have been it.
And
This group could have been in here far longer.
but with time frozen, they don't age, but they're aware. It's aware of everything. That would be enough to drive anyone insane.
What the hell is this? See if he has. We can confirm this, actually. Hell of this. My friend. Check. Our triplet. Our weaker than triplet. I imagine he wouldn't have such a beautiful prize. And I will kind of gesture towards the bottle that I'm holding in my left hand. And I imagine that Helidus also possesses, since he also has Helidus at his side.
Yes. Helidus brings out his own free tea bottle. Well, actually, he puts out his hand instead and gestures towards a ring and says, yes, of course. I possess the Ring of Elemental Command.
A ring of...
In their universe, it's a ring.
He gestures towards the gem inside, which is a burning red-hot cardinal gem.
I want that one. I'll trade you. Looks awesome. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, did the other version of you that you fought, did they also have a similar artifact, one to control an elemental?
Well, that's what I was asking, right? Because I wouldn't have had that. Well, we first met Tarek and Grizz or Tanner went to mess with the bottle, or the hourglass, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's...
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll have a look at it. they look over the bodies, and they do pull an urn from the Helidus on the floor. It's like an urn. It doesn't have a stopper, just like a pouring jug almost.
Oh, bizarre.
Wait.
It has the same kind of band as the bottle.
If it's like a pouring jug, perhaps rather than choosing to wield fire and enhance themselves that way, perhaps they chose water.
Well, all the better that we ended that
decision.
successful timeline.
Yes. An
What
odd
else?
decision.
Question,
yes.
Helidus.
Though perhaps what they
Helidus?
were intending to do was perhaps they were intending to prove the mastery of fire by dominating another element.
Truly corrupted version of myself. I would never act with such recklessness and carelessness. So water is chaos. Water is unpredictable. Terrible.
A contradiction, a paradox. This is why we needed to end it, for the safety of other Heliduses.
Well, question.
Then
Our
that
safety
would-
comes first and foremost, Helidus.
And that would potentially mean that there are at least 3 other Heliduses, each who wield a different element, perhaps.
Element.
We said before there's possibly an infinite number. I mean, how many decisions have we made since even joining the hut?
I know,
Well,
but that's
that's
a
just
clear
time
divergent
itself.
point where it would be easy to find a split.
Well, this one doesn't seem to have the chicken foot mark on his head. I think he got trapped in here before he even touched it. Before he was cursed.
Then Eridanus is going to try to step to the other side of the hourglass just to see if anything happens.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah,
All right,
only
I'm gonna do something.
only a Constitution saving throw.
The only way to find out.
Yep.
Spirit steps aside.
Ooh.
You feel a bit queasy for a moment, as if everything in the room just spins a near infinite amount of times. But at the same time, you're completely still. Maybe it's everything around you that's spinning, or just your insides. But for a split second, you feel like you're going to heave, and you push through it, and you're able to sort of step onto the other sand. And the sand does look a bit more worked on this area, like it's been kicked about from where a battle went down. And some of it is actually blood-stained as well, which is a bit unnerving, but you have made it through to the other side. And a very similar view from their side of the bottle. You are inside Terig's chambers. The fireplace is still frozen in time. The door is shut. And see the rest of the fire looking at you expectantly, like waiting. Ygritte still has his axe up. Tanner has their shield raised.
Other Eridanus, try to go across to that side and see if that does anything.
Very well.
I don't know if it will, but I think standing around talking is not going to get anything done. We've got to let the water flow. In this case it's sand, I guess, but same thing.
Of course. Alright, deep breath. And, not that I need it.
Wait, what do you mean not that you need it?
Well, we can breathe underwater.
Oh, right. That's sort of... Sorry,
Wait,
I thought you just
no.
meant you didn't need to breathe in general.
You can't
Does my alternate timeline not able to breathe underwater?
No, I can breathe underwater, but I thought
Oh.
you meant more of a general, like you didn't need to breathe at all. I was going to be kind of jealous.
No, but there are other tolls that this place has had on me.
Yeah, so I can't smell anything. It's pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I picked up the Gilded Lotus, and yeah.
Ah, that thing. Yes.
I mean, it's had its uses. I managed to beat up one of Helidus' hands with it. The fire elemental Helidus, not the Genasi Helidus.
Same thing
Damn it,
happened to
Helidus,
me.
why didn't you choose a different name?
Yes, I know. An elemental Helidus and the fire genasi Helidus.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
Okay, so we've been able to
I took the name as a way to establish dominance.
Did you not have renamed them then, so that we had it? Are they now Ember? Is that what it is? You've swapped names.
No, Ember is a name of weakness, a name of defeat, a name of...
Ember means defeat?
Yes, Eldest,
What did Ember mean for you? What did he tell you? Just out of curiosity.
Did roll a 12. I rolled a 12. Sorry, just rolling the major detriment. And he got 12. Oh man. Okay. He says when I became attuned to it, my mind changed. I couldn't quite remember exactly what I had come to the hut for. Maybe there never was a reason. I was just simply tagging along, but felt like I was given a purpose with that gilded lotus. The words echoed in my head, the ones on that inscription on the side of it. Over such beauty, walls are fought. What's it called again? Let's find it.
Yes, the Ember was defeated by his own trusted associate. Granny Whitaker revealed those truths.
Oh, that's it. Over such beauty, wars are fought, and with such power, wars are won. Those words echoed in my head, but I didn't lose my sense of smell.
No, which at first I thought it wouldn't be a detriment, but it seems it carries over even into wild shape forms, so not much of a tracker if I can't follow the scent. But
Speaking of keeping track, what do we do now? Seems to be looking around.
We've swapped. I'm wondering if everyone needs to swap. It might do nothing, but there was definitely some feeling as we moved across.
Harry, wait a minute. What if we end up like
What are we
bacon?
hoping to happen? Can I ask that? Are we trying to swap places?
Well, I'm wondering if maybe by us swapping it or moving through the same space, perhaps that's converging the timelines.
But what if it also alters the timeline we step out at? Like some of our past achievements have become our past failures.
It's a possibility, but I don't know any other... At this point, I'm just trying to think of a way to get us out of here so that we can do what we need to do, rather than just get stuck in here. But if anyone has better ideas...
I'm just worried, Harry, that we'll just basically take over. We'll get back, and Zankiri will still be alive, but Elena wouldn't be taken, but Senra's would be dead again, and I'd be cursed again because of his death.
Think we'll adopt each other's timeline?
I don't want to be a chicken, Harry. Look at this fool.
I don't know, but it's also possible that the two timelines might just become one. In some way. Not sure what that would do.
Well, I wouldn't object to having all of us in the same timeline, if nothing else. It's twice as efficient. We'd be able to get so much more done.
Strong objection.
Whilst I would appreciate having another one of me, I think if I had another one of Helidus, I might just slit my throat.
Well, they wouldn't have to be necessarily in the same place. I mean, one group could go one way, another group could go another way. And the other die was probably nodding, being like, yes, two of me is a good idea.
Right. Well...
Yeah, they're both nodding. Are in complete agreement.
Absolutely
if we
not.
have
no
two
question
missions to do, get them done at the same time.
We don't need two Heliduses. This one, looks like a chicken die, huh? He looks weak and foolish. Doesn't even have the bottles.
He's gonna be chicken-headed anyway. Doesn't affect what you do.
Very bit. Oh,
Sorry, go
pardon
ahead.
me. No, I'm just trying to get through. My bad.
So the two grizzlies.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna just take a little rest in the corner whilst you guys talk it out. And Grizz like literally curls up in the corner and has a snooze.
Right. Grizz,
You
did
take
you
it
feel
away.
anything as you went through?
Oh yeah, tired. That's why I'm having a nap. Night night.
Are you feeling okay?
Just a bit lethargic, you know. I'm sure it'll wear off. Gonna have a little short rest. Just wake me up when you figured it out.
I look at the others and go like, should we be worried about that?
They seem to be saying this like in tandem as well, like at the same time.
As I went through, did I feel like a sensation of like any wounds or like tiredness?
No, you kind of felt a little bit queasy, like everything was spinning.
That's
But otherwise, no, you don't feel tired.
Wait.
I will.
I think I might have just. I think I have an idea. It seems like the two grizzlies synced up when they both went through at the same time. I'm wondering if that's the key.
Going through at the same time?
Yes. So literally the two timelines converging between each other.
At the nexus point.
Yes, rather than swapping. So,
Are they both short resting, like in the same pose, in the same position? Exactly.
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Right, but so what I'm going to suggest we do, other me, is if you come back through, then I'll go back through, and then we'll swap again, but at the same time, because that way we'll be on the same side as our group once we've done the swap.
See, right. We'll need to come over.
Yes.
Okay.
And then once they're over, I will attempt to cross again.
Okay, roll another con save.
Oh boy.
That's better.
Okay. Yeah, this time you get complete and utter vertigo. You spin around almost complete 180, and you end up like holding yourself against the glass, unable to move from this crossover point, as it feels like everything around you is spinning and also putting a pressure on you. You almost collapse, but you kind of hold yourself against the glass for just a moment, taking a deep breath. And everyone looks at you and on this side asks, like, Erdanis, are you okay?
So?
It seems crossing if your body isn't quite ready for it. Oh God, everything's spinning. Can I try to force my way across it again?
You can. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, roll one more time.
I'm going to use a point of my cosmic omen to add a d6 to this.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I was going to say that...
no, that's even worse.
God. At this point, you basically fall down and you start to black out from that. That was because it was below a 10. You do just start to sort of flutter your eyes and pass out. And Tanner grabs a hold of you before you fall and says, I think he's gone unconscious.
Uh-oh.
I'll try healing him. And like Tanner literally uses some of his lay on hands. He's not coming around. He doesn't look injured or anything. Here, Tanner.
Alright.
Could you take him over to your side?
Yeah, I'll drag him across.
Other Eridonis, do you feel anything?
I feel fine, but I don't think we synced up as he suggested yet.
No.
I'm so confused as to what to do. Well...
Did the grizzlies touch when they crossed?
They did, yeah. They were like barely able to fit through. Both of them were squeezing the entire time.
And did the Eridonises touch?
Not yet. No, they haven't, because one went through and they were trying to get back to their respective sides before they crossed over and did it that way.
Elias!
Yeah? What?
I suggest that we rekindle immediately.
You don't need to cast that spell. I know what you're up to. It's me. I was thinking to do the exact same thing. So.
Yeah, but you'll screw it up.
Oh, yeah, sure. Look, hold on.
Watch. I will attempt to, not dominate, but I don't know, just take control of this timeline. In my own sort of sense.
With the suggestions, Val, yeah?
I will cast suggestion and suggest that he rekindle.
Okay, alright. I'll roll a wisdom save for you, weirdly.
Against myself?
Yeah, against you. I rolled a 11 for a grand total of 10. Yeah, so he says, I'm not doing this because you've cast any sort of spell. I'm doing it because it was my idea. And,
yeah, whatever, man.
And
I'll try to go through.
Yeah, he steps through, and at the same time, as he squeezes through, his kind of fires flare up. You intended for him to rekindle. Do you actually mean like to do something physically and grant you something?
I'm just using metaphorical language that he would understand to try to persuade him to. It looks like Eridonis is along the right path, so.
Okay, sure.
But knowing that myself, knowing that he would be argumentative and tentative about it, I just thought I'd speak magically.
Okay. He passes flying colors. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw as well. Fantastic. Yeah, you're almost in sync practically. And also following along behind you is both of the elementals. And they stand triumphant and center in the hourglass. Well, now the rest of you.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
I hope it works.
I hope so too.
But Perlina, we need to help her. She's in danger.
Okay, Ken, are you going?
Okay.
Anna begins to. He offers a hand out as like a handshake.
Yeah, he will give one back.
All right,
and say,
with that,
Razzie, I'll watch over you.
And you. And he pulls you close in, and then turns with you as you spin around and take his place.
One quick.
Go ahead, roll it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. One quick question. Has he got the shield?
He does, yes.
Okay. I can imagine like the shields, because they're kind of like anti-gravity kind of shit. They just kind of like bounce off of each other and just kind of randomly spin before breaking.
Yeah.
It's like physics.
They kind of rebound, repel, and then fly off of each other. All right. So he got only an 8, but you're giving him his aura.
+3.
So thanks for the +3, and he'll give you +3.
Oh shit.
So wow, you are in sync by the way.
We're so in sync, yeah.
But you also, both of you feeling very queasy as you get an 11 and a 12. So yeah, you basically experience the same thing as Eridanus. Everything around you is spinning, except you're just the person still in the middle of it.
Technically, we both get +6. Because I also give myself 3.
I was wondering if paladins are a stack.
I don't think they do, because most magical effects don't double stack.
Well, it's 2 sources of boost.
No. I like it, Cam. I like it.
It's the same like how an enemy, if it was affected by like 2 persons.
Apparently it's being clarified that only one source of aura protection will activate.
Sorry, man.
You can't have two shields of fate, for example.
Not even for this timey-wimey bullshit.
Well, either way, you feel queasy, but you do make it over to the other side. You don't pass out as bad as Eridanus has. So you do make it over there, but Tanner on this side seems to just sort of kneel down, plant his sheath into the soil, or his glaive, and just, oh god, let me just take a moment. He seems to just he's trying to like make the world stop spinning.
Yeah, Tanner will do the same thing this side. Just kind of like
staring
leans
down.
up.
Oh, there's a bit of a moan coming from him. Oh,
Yeah,
all
so
right.
you need to be in this square, I guess, Tanner, to be sinking.
Hmm?
The two grizzlies are in the exact same square on opposite sides, so then if you need to be.
I can give it a go.
1, 2.
Okay, and Daya.
Dia moves up, yeah. She looks at her counterpart.
Oh.
And she's gonna put a hand on the side of the other Dia's head, like a blessing, like a blessing. And then and the other one does the same, and they're gonna kind of turn around each other like a dance, and switch that way, so it's perfectly even.
Do that, and you effectively almost circle around each other.
Yeah.
Whilst touching the forehead, you get a image flash into your mind. It's the same vision you experienced from Granny Whittaker, a crown of dark crystal atop your head, exactly where you're touching the other Dia's forehead right now, resting as you look at yourself in a mirror. And it's somewhat of a weird experience because you almost are seeing a reflection right now, and you imagine within this vision there is another crown atop their head, and it's just as a quick flash, and I need you to both roll con saves.
Yep. 11.
11 and 12, and yeah, I guess it's not a fail, but both of you have this flashing, vivid image in your head as you spin, and you feel as though something is still owed to Baba Yaga. Perhaps this vision is still yet to be fulfilled, but you just have this strong recollection of that mirror opening up as a doorway, and the steps beneath it descending into a darkness beyond.
Yeah. She hasn't forgotten about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And they kind of look at each other and give each a nod to each other, like acknowledging that yes, we still have work to do. And yeah, we'll back off.
Yeah. All right. They stand, kind of arms folded, and they look down towards Eridanus and. Okay, so everyone except Eridanus is gone. Now, what do we do? Are we waiting for him, or
Do you look like he's coming around?
he does not? No, he is unconscious. He is out of it, laying there, up against the glass.
Tanner, too. See if you can wake him up. Come on, Tanner. We got work to do here.
I tried healing him, but he hasn't taken any injuries.
You gotta have a way, Tanner. There must be a way. Tanner, come on.
Is your Helidus the same?
Yes, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Very pushy. Perhaps, well, I'm not sure. Has anything happened over your side? Nothing. Nothing seems to be different yet. Apart from the bodies on the ground, which are kind of unnerving and bloodied.
Who? Should we pass them over? Like, drag him over the line? I'm not even sure what that would do. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Eridanus tries to explain. Well, I felt a spinning as if the sands and everything around it was just swirling around me. And then that spinning transferred to my insides and I nearly heaved. But it sounds like, it looks to me like Eridanus, it was too much
Yeah,
for me to
you
take.
were okay. You were okay, but he wasn't. So what's the difference between you?
He looks at you and you can roll an insight check, Dyer, real quick. He says,
13.
my job is to guide the party as a shining beacon, a north star, if you will. Yes, I believe that's what my goal is. And it's just a little lack of conviction in the way he said that you pick up on, Dyer. Whereas the other one believes it to be true. He seems to not have as much faith in that sentence.
Oh, okay. Now you'd think if he had less faith in himself, it would be weaker. But
the stars like double crossed him, maybe, or something that a wish upon a star not answered, or something.
Or the stars themselves are less certain. He's wishing on something that is fallible.
Or we haven't in this other timeline we weren't able to restore Daya's people the same way, or something, or it didn't work, or it took a much longer, or something. The comet isn't aligned proper.
You can roll an insight check as well, Hellas.
Sure.
That
she has the staff, so she was able to bring the comet back. But if something else, if the other ember didn't change the stars,
it seems as though there is a difference between Eridanus, not physically, but one more mentally, and you're picking up on it as well, Hellas, because there is, when he mentioned about picking up the lotus, he said that it affected his mind, and he said that he forgot what he came here for, to the heart. It's like almost his purpose changed. He actually admitted that himself, and it seems as though when he says, I'm the guiding star, I'm supposed to be your beacon, it seems as though, that is one of the things that it's changed. He has lost that, and he has gained something else as a purpose. Maybe he's not sure of it, but it definitely feels like that is gone, and something else is in its place. But he hasn't. That you don't know, not just from reading him on the surface, but.
Hellas, sorry, Eridanus, leader of the party. You don't lead our party. I lead our party. You simply follow in my greatness.
Never said I was a leader, just simply a guide. I'm trying to help you in your completing whatever it is you're setting out to do.
What are you here for? What made you join us?
The reason I joined you?
Yeah.
Well, I saw in the night sky a sign, a symbol of this star. It was strangely shaped, almost like that of an octagon. But as the firmament turned, it wasn't an octagon at all, but simply the angle of a cube. And as it turned, it revealed itself something more, something like the center of all stars.
The Tesseract.
Yes. I saw it. Each vertice, a star, building up a constellation. And then a vision. it sucked in all light, all stars. It became a blackened hole before it then burst into a supernova of blinding light.
Guys, is this ritual? I have a theory what this ritual is, and I think it's like Big Brain Chris being Big Brain. So like he's run multiple copies of this campaign, right?
Right.
So any campaign has a start and a finish. Is it like this ritual is literally resetting, like pressing the reset button on the hut kind of thing? Like the Baba Yaga being like, okay, I've done my experiments, I've had my fun. Now it's time to reset things for the next.
I never actually thought about that.
Like it's like metaphysical mind fuck.
Oh. That hadn't occurred to me.
No.
Well,
you know what that means? We get to do this all again, guys.
Yay!
So like these are like
another year.
Yep, we're about to reset to level 1 and start again.
You guys don't know about it.
Forget everything that you've learned.
Yeah.
Like out of game, you forget everything as well. I'm like, hey, welcome to my new game. How do you expect to go?
Oh god, you somehow affect reality. Developing a god
Groundhog
complex.
Day. Sorry, that was a huge distraction, my bad.
This is the 73rd time you've played this campaign.
Oh, fuck. No wonder I'm getting
The
so
year is
old so
2032.
Oh
Do I
man.
wake up yet?
Fourth dimension shit right
that
here.
is the question. So, if you are waiting for Eridanus to wake up, that is the action. Is effectively inaction because you're waiting.
We gotta wake him
So if
up.
you wish to do that, that is fine.
Kick him or something. Slap him around a bit. Pour some water on him. He likes water.
That is a good point. He does
try.
like water.
Yeah, we'll try, yes. Tanner brings out a water skin, or maybe this creates food and water and just drops it on his head. There's some bagels in there as well, or something. And then, Eridanus, you can give me a telecom save. See if you come around.
At least, yeah. I've got a Tanner next to me, so that's a 21.
Okay, yeah, that is actually pretty good. Water splashing across your face is exactly what seems to bring you back and center yourself. It is your element. It seems to be just flooding you with memories, where you draw your power and where you draw your heritage from. And as you look around, the water's still running down your face. It's refreshing. It's cool. And you look over and you all the memories come flooding back to you. What was about to happen, what you expected to happen. And it seemed like a good idea at the time, but you just couldn't pull it off.
Okay, let's try that again. But Tanner, could you stand nearby just so I get your boost?
Certainly.
And again,
of course.
Again, I will use Cosmic Omen, and you know what? I'm just going to check this does apply to saving throws, because I don't want this to fail again. Yep, I'm also going to apply with Seer, so I've got a D4 and a D6. I fail now. Alright, let's go.
I'll help you if I need to, James.
Oh, well, I've already said I'll use the D6, so there, 23. I'm not going to use the D4, because I don't think I need it.
And they got a +3 from Tanner, which is a save. And you see he doesn't use the will either. And there's just a look of trepidation over their faces, as if they're expecting something bad to happen.
Oh, they rolled woe today.
Yep. Yes, they did. Okay. And as you pass over onto each other's side, Tanner,
Brilliant.
Tanner like greets you on your puts his hand on your shoulder. Feeling okay? Yes. Thank you. How about you, other Eridanus?
I feel better. Although, if I never see an hourglass again once we're out of here, it will be too soon. Okay, so now let's try to match each other's position, I guess. So I would be there.
Helen, place it. Come on.
Yeah, what's that? This one has something of ours that we were taken from us. And I'll search for the dead Helletus. Pardon?
Yep. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a golden brooch.
Oh, the brooch. Yes, the thing that. Well, it was stolen in a weird sense. Yes, you're looking for your brooch of shielding slash. Well, it became the amulet of
avarice.
That's
well, I'm looking for it more in its original form. I don't want to be cursed again. But
you're hoping it's still just a shielding, brooch of shielding.
Yeah,
well,
if it looks. If it's even there, I don't know.
Wheel and woe. You can roll me a d20. If it's an odd number, it's the cursed item. It's an amulet of avarice. If it's wheel, yeah, it's avarice. It is indeed another amulet. And you're still holding on to your one, right?
No, it was destroyed. I think it was destroyed by my party to get rid of the curse. It was eaten by the beholder. It was eaten by. I got the beholder to eat it.
Yeah.
So you see it, and although there's just a slight momentary urge to pick it up, just out of sheer greed and avarice, you do manage to save yourself from just grabbing a hold of it, remembering that curse was broken a long time ago, and you have no need, or at least lust for gold. Still need gold, but just you don't have a lust for it.
So I imagine this hammer might have a lot more gold on his body.
Right. Yes.
All right.
I'll say this as well. As you go to touch it, and you stop yourself, all of the other items on their person, ones of magical origin, seem to just momentarily shimmer. And then the shimmering stops when you pull away. All of them but the item that you was about to touch.
Okay, so... And they're all similar to things I have, like the Castellan staff and the...
Yep.
I don't have that much magical stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone, because I don't want to mess with that, because I don't know what that's going to do. If I were to take one of these items, I don't know what this is going to do to my own. Like, I don't want to, like, double negative it somehow or something, if you know what I mean. I don't want to... I want to be careful here. I don't want to literally mess with time. Like, this is literally messing with time in any regard.
All right.
Well, I'm going to... I don't want to create duplicates. Sorry, Sarah Jane.
No. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
You're good.
If the other objects shimmered, the ones that he has, that means that he would be able to pick up anything that he doesn't already have, right? So
that's what I was hoping with the amulet, the brooch of shielding.
Yeah. Dial wants to go over, has been inspired by this, and we'll go over to look at the other bodies as well and see if there's anything that they don't already possess. If they did somehow pick up magical items that she would be able to take with her.
As you look over the bodies, without a doubt, there is no unique items that you don't already have. There are only duplicates.
Yeah.
And you start to notice, though, as every time you get near one of them, that one stays completely still and unchanged, but all of the others, which you're not touching, begin to shimmer. And they almost start to appear translucent, but then as you pull away and go towards another one, that one becomes more opaque, and the other one that you were about to touch now becomes translucent. And shimmer.
So my theory is
one.
correct.
What's your theory?
Well, my theory that you can only have something that didn't exist in our timelines because you can't have two. But if that's not the case, if it's just whatever one you're touching is the one that's solid.
I think you're right.
It's possible that when you focus it, you're potentially bringing it into our timeline.
Yeah.
Other me, did you happen to break into, like, the Baba Yaga's vaults, any of those?
Yes, we did. We had to defeat a abyssal basilisk just to get to certain trinkets.
So,
So
would you
that was what that
recommend it?
creature was.
Mended.
No, would you recommend us doing it
Oh.
ourselves?
Yes. Oh, there's. Well, we did find a few things, but we bartered them off and traded them for what we have now. But yes, we found there was a shirt that allowed us to see through walls. That was quite impressive. Another one found a what was it? Well, that was what I got. What was your ones? And he like looks around to the others, and Grizz is like, I got like a pair of shoes that had a smiley face on one, and then a frowny face on the other one. Thank you. And you get the inkling that most of these seem to be like minor magical items that have a common kind of a magical effect, or maybe a unique one. Nothing terribly powerful, just sort of common magic items.
Alright. And how did you get into the vaults?
He says, well, there was a complex system of different colored bands that went to the ceiling. I had to align those. Our native wizard actually was able to solve it. Our local friend Tyra. Yes, I met him.
Wait, you met Tyro?
Mhm.
He was gone long before I joined the group.
He was still with them.
Ah. Interesting. Well, at least that gives us an idea, because I feel like with what we're going into, we're going to need all the firepower we can get.
Here we are. Yes. The vault. He pulls out some notes and says, Tyro's notes on the matter. He said, using his knowledge of Arcana, he was able to harness and redirect one of the magical streams. And then he says, using Grizz's strength, he's able to bash at the magical force door adjacent structure, weakening it. And then using using other like dungeoneering knowledge skills, they were able to discover like weaknesses within the vault's walls and such. And I believe it was Dyer who records some history, useful information about the lore surrounding her spellcasting capabilities, Baba Yaga's, of course. And Tanner was able to insight some of the monster guardians, picking up on clues as to the right way to open the doors. And what else? I was able to see fluctuations in the streams. And it seems like they used a real combination of like all these different skills. And any one of them could have worked.
We shall keep that in mind. Now, I think the only one who is out of position at this moment is Dyer. I think you need to be 5 foot back.
Okay.
And 1 across. So here, I think.
As soon as you step in there, everyone hears a cacophonous crack. And it's ear-splitting. It seems to appear on... Yeah, it seems to appear on their side of the hourglass. And it just crack and splinters from one side all the way around, almost like it's about to... And you say that. Well, yeah, you literally say that, and all of them suddenly seem to be like screaming, not in agony, but like as if something surrounds them. This great vortex of sand suddenly picks up and starts spinning around all of them. They look down towards the ground as it seems to be rising up from there and just spinning and hurling them. As you are blinded by the sand, you have no idea what's happening to them. But they all, one by one, go out of line of sight. Some of the flames lick the actual sand and turn it to glassy beads. Before this flurry and swirling finally comes to an end, and you look around to see they are completely gone. There is no more sign of them.
Okay.
Was that what we wanted to happen?
I
think
don't
so.
know. Possibly.
It's the convergence of the timelines. We saw Tarek manipulating the sands like that in his laboratory.
Has there been
Right.
any change?
How do we get out?
Hey, did anybody else notice the other tenor seemed a little pale?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like he may have had quite a nice night in with Lady Mora.
You
It
don't
looked
think
like he had
that's...
a hickey.
Better. All right, buddy. Ha!
Well,
Tanner goes bright red again.
getting us out, then I can only think of one other option, though it's going to be a pain in the ass.
More like pain in the glass, Airy.
Haha, nice.
Nice one.
If we...
Yeah, that one cracked me up.
If we go back to the other side and we line ourselves up with the dead bodies, perhaps?
Oh my god. I don't really need dead bodies.
I don't want to
No, we don't have to
No, we
move
would just have to
there.
mirror them.
We just have to
right?
mirror them on the other side, perhaps.
But then we'll be the ones in the swirls. I don't want to be in those
Yes,
swirls.
but
No,
I
but it
think
means
the
we would be
swirls
at-
might be what takes us back.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem like they were in pain, or I think it was just a surprise that something was happening. It's either that or we just sit here and wait for something to happen.
If
I'd
they're
rather not
dead,
sit
is their
and wait.
timeline over?
I don't
Or do they
think
just
so.
sit here for eternity as corpses?
I want to know what happened to the previous group. Why they attacked.
Well, it's possible they were in here a lot longer and went mad.
That's a good guess, but I don't
It's
want this
also
to be my
possible
fate.
that they met another group and became
Yes, and
cursed or touched an object.
perhaps
Can I-
they thought it was the only way through was... The only way
Right.
out was through them.
Could be.
Can I look over our 5 mirror images and see if there's any signs of corruption on the bodies, like any kind of weird, I don't know, lizard scales, demon bones, or anything to suggest that they were, air quotes, went evil. Like I don't know how to explain what I'm looking for, but I think you know what I mean.
Like mustaches. Do they have mustaches?
Yeah, very
And
suspicious facial hair. Yes.
Yes. Please give me a investigation check, or even a medicine, whichever you prefer.
I'll go investigation for sure.
I'll say Bruce is also helping you with this, because he's interested in knowing a bit more as well, actually.
Tanner is also, but he'll roll a medicine and just kind of check them over.
Okay,
I'm
what's
gonna roll
17?
Let's roll a d5 here.
Did you hear me just then?
Oh, no, sorry, what did you say?
Oh, sorry. Tanner's going to be looking over them as well, but he's going to be checking like dilated pupils. Like, did they look well?
Okay, yeah. You can roll in medicine. Oh, you did. Okay, 18.
Yeah, sorry, I cut
You
out
definitely
apparently.
can see there's some bags under their eyes. They look like they've not had any sleep at all. They do look emaciated as well, though. It's possible that they could create food using a paladin spell, but the fact that they haven't had any sleep also potentially means that they haven't had a long rest. And if that's the case, they couldn't prepare new spells either. So yes, they did look a bit hungry. Lack of sleep is visible with that medicine check.
Okay.
As for your investigation, okay. Yes. trying to find it. Here we go. Okay. One of them, Grizz, has morphed like flesh on them. Their body is misshapen, bulbous in areas, shrunken in others. It's like the curse of the
Fomorians.
evil eye from the Fomorians, exactly. And it seems like that was never cured, and it has completely taken over him. One of his eyes is like humongous, the other one is like small and beady, and he's got like a humped back. Yeah, it's awful.
Tanner, have a look at this. This could be why, at least Grizz was so aggressive to the other, us's.
The body of Helibus, it seems as though there is a beak in place of his nose. And mouth.
He's gone full chicken.
There are feathers growing out of the top of his hair that are the same color as your bright red flames, but or orange. They're just plumage. You hadn't spotted until we were right up against it now. And lastly, one more D5 here. What did you get on investigation? 17, okay. Just for some reason, you're not sure why, but Guy's body looks very stiff. Maybe rigor mortis is setting in? But that's very quick, if it is. These were freshly killed. They were just in here a moment ago, killing them, so I'm not sure why, but just in particular, Daya's body is just like stiff.
Chris, I posted an image in the chat of what I imagine Helidus and chicken. Something looking like that, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
So handsome, wow.
Yeah, that's actually quite close.
Honestly, still an improvement.
Fair. Okay, and then Daya looks pretty.
It's like rigor mortis is set into their body, yeah.
Just like Daya's like a zombie?
Or like time is passing differently for her.
The flesh hasn't zombified or anything like that. It's not rotted, which is, would be a sign of decay. Rigor mortis would be
Strange for an elf.
Would be there with decay, but it's not. It's something else.
This is most unusual, Tanner. You and Daya being elves, time should be passing slower, but it looks like she's older and more rigid than the others. This has to be the end of their timeline. I don't think that. I don't think they'll leave here.
What's wrong with Daya? Like, Bruce comes over and like moves her arm, and you hear this snapping, creaking noise. Oh God!
Oh God.
That's what's wrong, Chris.
That sounds horrible.
That's very weird. Like, why is it? Okay, is it possible that somehow time is moving different around her?
Possibly.
Through whatever wish Amber did, or that somehow
That's a good thought.
time is because
wait. Excuse me, other us.
Suddenly, you hear a sound of bodies tumbling down into the sand.
Oh shit!
Oh God!
You guys are a little bit preoccupied investigating the bodies, and then suddenly you suddenly hear, "He deceived us! Tarek, I knew it! He tricked us! He's trapped us in here!"
God.
Wait, other us.
Hello, other us.
We've just dealt with this with another set of
How's this?
God's sake! Well, not you again.
No, wait.
Tanner walks over to the other Tanner and places a hand over his face, as in the other one's face.
Quickly, line up where they are! Right away!
Yeah,
wait. Your attention.
Wait.
Who said that?
Like Helidus did. And you realize that they said the exact same things you did.
Right.
When you came down here.
Okay.
Word for word, by the way. I typed it out. You're typing it?
We just have this exact same situation, or very similar. The way out we just need to line ourselves up so we're in position, so we're synced, I believe. That's how the other group of us before you got out, though you actually appear to be much closer to us because you're saying the things that we did.
How can we trust you when you're standing over the dead bodies of us?
We didn't kill them, if that matters.
You would
But possibly they were evil?
Right. Which makes us the good ones. Wait, how do we know that they weren't the good ones and you're the evil ones who just killed them and now lying to us?
No, there's no need. There's no need. Tanner, you
Position
will
yourself,
know.
Tanner. Quickly.
No, shut up.
Truth, zone of truth.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Tanner, you know this spell, and I'll begin casting Zone of Truth.
Okay, have you actually got it prepared? You do?
Pretty sure I do.
Yeah, looks maybe like you do. It's in blue.
Oh, yeah, so that's part of my
Oath.
My oath.
Ah, fantastic. Yes, Tanner to the rescue with this. They do not seem trustworthy of you at all. Grizz is like got his axe out ready, like, they killed us. There's so much killing.
No, just wait.
Yeah, go on.
And I'll... Yeah, I think it takes a little while to cast it.
I will
it's an action.
cast it as well, just in case there's no trickery. And the other Tanner, who's also prepared it, casts it and places it right in the center.
How does Devil Zone of Truth work? Does that stack?
It's so true.
It's
Nothing but the truth.
In fact, how about this? You Zone of Truth our... You Zone of Truth our group, and I Zone of Truth your group.
Seems fair.
I've already done this, Tanner. What's the point?
There we go. Okay.
They
already done this. We haven't. What are you talking about?
Yes, they haven't done this. They don't know they can trust us, and if we're going to get out of here as quickly as possible, we need them to trust us so that we can get into the right position so that both of us can get out of here.
Line ourselves up like they are before they have a chance.
And I'm just going to...
It looks a little bad.
Oh, last time we had to swap sides, and then it happens. We don't know if that would need to be the case or not.
I see.
So the other group was attacked by the people who are behind... Oh, by the way, did anybody resist on the others?
They'll eventually fail if they stand in it. The only way they could resist it is if they ran away.
Ah, okay. So Tanner will explain. The other group were attacked by the group that are now behind us. They looked emaciated. They looked mad. It seems like they've been here for too long.
I was half zombie. Chris had gone full Fomorian. He'd never go full Fomorian.
Grizz, as you look around towards Grizz is in the middle of actually looting the body. As you said, he's like, guys, and it looks as though he has just picked up the Ion Stone of Absorption from his own body that was like laying down the ground. So he didn't really touch the body, but rather where it stopped spinning and landed on the ground. And as he picks it up, you suddenly see all of other Grizz's belongings, the axe, the implement of examination, his potions, all begin to shimmer and then pop out of existence and just go completely translucent.
Oh, so we might be able to take one of our
item
items off.
Interesting.
I got 2 shiny stones now. And he throws them both in the air as they spin around.
Is that a good idea, Chris? I don't know.
Really? Okay.
Or he could give it to someone else.
Eridanus just sort of shrugs and goes,
Zaya's got an Ion Stone that gives her, I think, +1 AC.
Yeah. Eridanus is going to go over to his body and see if he can find the Astronomer's Boon, because it's probably the other useful magic item that I have.
Okay. You can. It's on him. However, you are already attuned to one of them, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this out of game. You can't attune to the same magical, like, as per rules. You can't have like two cloak of Monty Bank, for example, or you can't have two
Do I
iron strands of
do I
absorption.
need to be attuned to it to be able to speak to Cataract within it?
No, you don't have to be too. No.
Haha!
Not
Another
if you
point.
just want to use it to talk to them.
Damn it! But then if I take it, it's gonna. The only other item I have is the Gilded Lotus, which is an attunement item, and the Amuse Paperweight. None of those can be any use.
Hey, another Gilded Lotus, another new set of boons and things.
I suppose I could change my attunement to the other one to potentially.
What?
Or we could just why don't we just swap?
Well,
I'm so scared what that's gonna do, like fucking with time directly.
No, it's letting us take them.
Yeah.
So she's gonna take the Ioun Stone of Protection from the dead Daya, and she'll say to Tanner, how many objects do you have attuned right now?
I'm pretty sure I have 3. I'll just double check.
wait, I just had an idea. I don't know if it will work, but
Pearl of Power.
yes, some of them do at least.
Oh.
I have the Twisted Deck Quiver.
Ooh, your body has a Pearl of Power on it?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Damn it, I was tempted by the shield because I'm proficient in shields.
I'm gonna rummage through Tanner. Fuck it, I'm gonna rummage through Tanner's body and see if I can find Pearl of Power.
No. I go and pick him up by the scruff.
Well, 1 second, Tanner. Hang on.
I pick him up by the scruff.
Contested athletics.
Wait,
Or
I know what I want off of Ember's body.
I know what I would think I want.
Oh yeah, Tanner grabs you.
I just pick him up and bring him over. I'd prefer if you didn't desecrate my corpse, Ember.
No, it's not you. It's bad you. I get pulled over.
Ember, can I take something off of you?
It's not me. That's a weak, pathetic wretch. You can do whatever you want with that. Look, it looks like a chicken, Harry.
Then I'm going to take the urn, if I can.
I don't have an urn. Oh, the other
one does.
Yeah.
I don't know if Corpsey. Yeah, he had an urn. That's right. Yeah.
He did. He had an urn, like a water jug, and I guess Eridanus, who picked that up. All the other items on Paladus, including a ring on his hand, shimmers and disappears.
I had the option for a ring of 3 wishes.
And it's gone.
Oh well.
You picked up the urn.
But it would not necessarily have all the wishes on it, though, would it?
Yeah.
Should only have one, I think, in that time period, because Daya's already done her thing, so that would be the second wish used.
Yeah, Eridanus just sort of looks in it. It's like, hello? Is there anyone in there?
As you speak that, suddenly you see a watery tendril bubble up and form into that of a figure.
Amazing.
And it is. It does look like the kind of muscular, lazy figure that you. Yes, it is him. What is his name again? Oh God. It's Damn, I had it in my notes.
Drippy.
Who's Genie?
Bernice was the fire one.
Bernice, yeah, and then I'll find it.
I'm glad that Bernice isn't the one that I've had to deal with in life.
Yeah. I can't.
She's too sassy.
No, I would have loved to have Bernice in your place. You like the option. They were awesome. But instead, I've got this sort of super lazy artist.
Sunan. It is Sunan.
Hey, Sunan. Long time no see.
Oh shit.
Oh, I was just seeing if you were in there and you hadn't like disappeared. You're coming with me.
Beats the other guy.
Oh, right, I can totally agree. And I promise not to use contagion on you this time. There'll be no slimy doom.
Sunan appreciates it.
Right. Okay.
Okay, you have
if anyone wants an astronomer's boon which might have Kesserask in it, or a gilded lotus which is possibly cursed, feel free. Or an immovable paperweight.
What does the Gilded Lotus thing do? Like,
so for me, it makes me immune to disease, which I think you already might be.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it?
However, I'd be rolling totally new.
Yeah.
So you won't know what it does, but it's an artifact.
It's an artifact which I roll a minor and major boon on it, and I roll a minor and major flaw on it.
Oh, yeah, risky.
And it also has a 5th level spell stored in it, which is of a random list as well.
It's tempting though. What if luck is on my side?
Pretty wild, but they can have dire consequence.
Yeah, she's.
I mean, there's nothing stopping you, as far as I'm aware, from unattuning from it.
It might be cursed. It might be cursed.
You might not have the option.
Have you ever tried?
No.
Yeah, no. You can have Dish though if you want that, and Grizz hands you his other Iron Stone of Absorption. And I'll take something.
I can give you my Ion Stone of Protection.
Oh, it's a community gift. That's like Christmas.
I was going to give it to you anyway, I think, Grizz. But this will boost your AC by 1.
Apologies, other us. Realised we kept you waiting there a bit, but
Hold up. I haven't done my bit.
yeah, I know. I'm just class-ating them whilst you do yours a bit.
Okay.
I'm going to check Tanner for the Wand of Frost Rose.
It is there. Everything on your character sheet is there.
Oh my god, even the Triskaidek quiver.
It is.
That's amazing. I might actually give that to Grizz.
So I'm just reading what the Stone of Absorption does. Can cancel a 4th level or lower spell.
The Pearl of Power would be useful
That's
for one of the
pretty good.
casters in the group.
I was literally about to say I'll take the Pearl of Power and I'll go to give it to Helidus.
To who?
To Helidus.
Oh. Means your heart, Emperor. Or Tanner, pardon me. Good to see that you came to the right decision. Appreciate your...
And then I take it straight back away and I put it in my pocket. When you learn some responsibility, you can get this.
What do you mean? I'm biased here, Tanner.
Right, other us is, I assume you have questions. Feel free to ask. We're still in the zone of truth.
Right, exactly, yes. Did you murder them?
No.
Nope.
Okay. They ask you everything about why you're here, like your goals and motives.
Basically just ask us the questions that we asked us.
They exactly ask, word for word, the same questions that you asked the other guys in a complete, like, repeated fashion, and it's just like a broken record, and even down to the point where they're like, and is Zankiri alive in yours, or is it?
No, he's dead in ours too. Though in the other group's dimension, it was Senrith that died.
Oh, that's bad.
And it was Knights that killed them.
That's not good. All right. And did Tarek say something about a second chance with you guys?
Yes.
And when the timelines converge, whatever that means.
Yes, initially with the other group, we thought what seemed to work was us swapping places at the same time. So, like, me and you swap Eridanus, and then we basically form in the same position. We don't know if we need to do the swap. It might just be necessary for us to position ourselves in the same space, but on opposite sides.
Asks, and when you asked them if we would succeed or fail, what did he say?
He
said we would fail.
Ooh. 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 They look a bit like, they look a bit grimace for you. They look bad. They look like they feel bad for you. I'm sorry to hear that.
Did he tell you otherwise?
He told us we would succeed.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's new.
He's like, is he like doing experiments? Is Tarek literally like experimenting and seeing like different strands of fate and time and how they would interweave and mode on? Like he's like,
or is
us.
he could be manipulating us and saying if he gives, you have two groups who've done virtually the same path up to this point. If you tell one group that they'll succeed and one group that they'll fail, how will they proceed going forward?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like science.
So what he's told us, if we'll succeed or fail, really doesn't matter. What matters is
like the Matrix and the Oracle.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think
toying with us.
He's been toying with us the entire time.
What's it?
This is like a psychological experiment.
I think so.
Yes, like the things the Nazis used to do on twins.
Okay.
Imagine an infinite supply.
The who?
Who? Yeah.
I actually
imagine the worst orcs you could possibly imagine.
Who's this Hitler von Savage?
Oh God.
Oh God. In a way, yes, that kind of makes weird sense.
Mine Irina.
Anyway, I'm wondering.
Godwin's Law.
I'm wondering if perhaps because our group, with the exception of that one thing, seem to have been almost identical, whereas the previous group and the group of corpses behind us seem to be further removed. So I'm wondering if with each passing iteration, if perhaps the timelines are getting closer and closer to each other to the point where they converge. And so because we're so similar, perhaps now they are about to converge, and that will allow us to go to the path where we can escape. So in a way, rather than there being two of us, there will be one of us on the path to success. Perhaps, like the timeline branches merge.
See.
That would be a theory, at least.
Their Grizz on their side, by the way, looks like he's about to take a run up at the glass.
I wouldn't try that. The other group, this group behind us, apparently blunted their weapons trying to break free.
Oh, no, using a weapon! And he charges headfirst into the glass as hard as he can. And miraculously, it doesn't break the glass or anything like that, but miraculously, it seems as though the hourglass on the table suddenly shifts just ever so slightly. Because Grizz possesses enough strength that you actually see him like knock it, and he's like,
what if we knock the hourglass off and it breaks?
oh, that's what I was gonna try. But
No. Only one Hellenis. Only one Hellenis.
No, I think there will be. I think if it breaks, we'll converge into one entity.
it was just a dumb idea. Sorry,
No.
what was your original plan of escape?
So the original plan was
one.
for us to essentially, basically mirror each other. So you form the exact same positions that we are on our side. might be
Harry, we have to do it on the other side. We have to do it on the other side.
No, we don't know that. We tried that. And
I don't want to just try, Harry. We could be turned into stand.
The only way we can learn is by trying. We don't know how this works, and just
Well, let's just go on the other side so that we don't.
And then disappear in a vortex where we don't know what happened in either case.
Don't tell them that, Adonis. They don't want to be in a vortex.
On the other hand, what happens if we break the container we're in? We could spill out, but we could also destroy all of us. I mean, we really don't know.
Yes.
I'm okay with either, to be honest. I think either is better
I'm okay
than
with
staying here.
neither.
Well, that's the point. Unless you know suddenly how this works, Ember, and you've been holding out Helidus, whatever.
It's all right, Harry.
Don't look at us. Oh, don't look at me. I just got here, so.
Yes, the only
Shut up!
the only way to get anywhere,
You shut up.
as we seem to have found out in the hut, is by doing. The more we just talk about it, the more time we waste. And I don't know how you waste infinite time, but we seem to be doing it.
Okay, well, Adonis is talking. I'm gonna cast message. I'm gonna spend those 3 points to make it subtle, and I'm going to message the Helidus on my side, the fire elemental, and I'm going to message Tanner and Daya and Grizz. Stand like they are. While he's talking, he's got them distracted.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great session, by the way. Don't know how we're wasting infinite time, but we're doing it. We're somehow doing.
Don't put in time puzzles if you want us to do it quickly.
So I will spend 4 sorcery points casting some quick messages while Harry's going on and on and on. I'll whisper to my party, quickly, organize yourselves like them. Fool them, kind of, be sneaky.
Well, why did you stand in the right place then, Ember? Because,
You're on the wrong side.
Yeah, you're the one in the wrong place here, mate. Alright, that's better.
Heradanus, seeing that people have moved, will take a step back and form into same place as other Heradanus.
Keep talking, Harry. Keep talking.
Okay. As you stand in the same place, there is a swirl of sands that suddenly appear. It just seems to go around in a figure of 8, creating this kind of infinity. And as it swirls back into place, nothing really seems to have changed.
Damn it.
And Grid's like, hang on, didn't we get them to swap sides last time?
Yeah, last time we did,
yes,
but we weren't sure if
God.
that was necessary. But now we do know it's necessary. So, okay, other us, we need to swap sides, but we might not need to be at the same time, but do it at the same time as the other you.
And no harm will come of us if we do this.
Nope.
We survived it just fine.
We survived it fine, and
Okay, guys, they're saying the truth. As far as they're aware, at least. Okay,
right.
so we want to go over one by one?
Yes,
Yep.
basically swap with yourself.
Daya does the exact same thing she does last time.
Alright.
Swivels around.
I'll say, for the sake of brevity, you will swap places once again. And this Grizz again. Oh, everyone roll me a perception check, real quick. This Grizz is also missing his cloak, by the way. Pointing that out. That much is obvious.
No sun bear cloak from the Isles of whatever.
Okay, yeah, no. It's some bear cloak. It doesn't look like anyone. Oh wait. Does anyone notice it? I think we need Tanner to save the day. Potentially. Oh god, it got loud. Tanner, I need you to roll perception. Because no one else has spotted it yet.
Ambo! AFK or something?
Oh, do you know what? It might help if I was muted. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Skills, perception.
Oh no!
Oof.
Oh no.
Oh,
Nobody
this is
notices
gonna be
anything.
so good. Alright, no, this is fine. No one's noticed this the whole time, so
This is
this
bad.
is good.
Crab
Um,
people.
Yeah, you take just a brief time to just cautionarily glance at each of your copies or different timeline versions, just to make sure if there's any differences or not. And looks like this one is very close, very close. If there are differences, they're so subtle you wouldn't even notice them. So most of you just walk by one another, just nodding and then switching places or shaking hands and doing the same song and dance you did last time to swap over. And one by one,
Raziel
you
got
will
you.
end up on. Sorry.
Raziel got you.
Yes, Razio guide you. All right. Okay. Places and.
There can be only one.
Well, one it shall be. Once you guys get out of here.
Right,
Oh,
I
once
need
we
to
get out of here.
here. Ember
They're
needs...
expecting to. Okay.
Right. Right. Tanner, you need to be where Grizz is. Ember, you need to be where Tanner is. Grizz, you need to be where Ember is.
Oh. Okay. Bye bye. Okay.
And then Bernie Helidus, you need to be in front of regular Helidus.
It's like musical
Can't
chairs.
control that one.
Oh yeah. That's all right. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So everyone looks like they're in their respective places, and with
shit.
that, instead of seeing the infinity sign swirling through, everyone hears that cacophonous crack once again. It just seems to echo out.
Enjoy your stay. You might be here for a long time.
What? What do you mean by that?
Well, maybe not.
Sober?
There'll probably be another of us along shortly and you'll just need to do the same.
What did they try to kill us?
Then kill them first.
Oh God!
Good luck.
Oh no! Okay. Woo. With that, you suddenly see this hourglass cracks and shatters to the point where all of you come flinging out of the sands, flying from it. All the other individuals on the other side are like, why? And they're like stuck in motion. They seem to be going slower and slower until they're just stuck in time as you guys are hurled out of it. And with the sound of shattering glass, you land back into Terig's work, into his chambers, to bring you back to that layer.
Now, if my
What has
theory is
changed?
correct, we've moved across to an exactly identical timeline, but in this one, Tereg said we succeeded.
Oh, James.
Okay.
Because I think
Have-
that was
have we-
basically what it was. This was the only way we could succeed, was to move to a timeline where we were going to succeed, possibly.
I'm not sure I believe that, but would we have any way of checking the time? Like if we've moved back or forward in time?
Time you gotta watch.
The star, your star is our best bet for that, Daya.
Maybe. For now, though, you find yourselves in a heap on the floor, sand in your ears, in your eyes, in your clothes, and you're trying to like sift it out. You look back, and the hourglass looks like as though it actually did drop off the table, and one side of it impacted and shattered, and all of the glass shards are stuck in mid-flight. It's still on its side. Well, not on its side. It's at an angle, like at a diagonal angle, as if time froze the moment it hit and shattered. And in the other chamber, in the other globe of glass, you see the rest of your party still stuck there, completely frozen in time.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Is the flame in the hearth flickering?
It is. Time has resumed here, and you can see the candles are flickering, the fireplace is roaring. The only thing that's now stuck is the hourglass.
We did it, Daya. We did it.
I hope we didn't screw them over.
Slowly gets up.
I'm pretty sure we did, but
Well,
I don't
in
want more than one
theory-
Helidus.
in theory, they should be able to get out on another timeline, and it'll just keep flowing like that. And That's probably what that infinity symbol meant. It was that there would be an infinite flow of it. And they'll just keep escaping and not escaping and killing each other and not killing each other.
All I know is it could have gone a hell of a lot worse.
Yes, we could have been stuck
yes.
with 2 Helidises more than the 2 that we've already got. And whoever your Helidis lot was.
It looked like the other cruiser's idea could have worked as well, like rolled it off the table.
Yeah.
As simple as it sounds.
I'm wondering
I agree,
that might
Chris,
have
actually.
worked, but then I'm wondering if maybe then we would have had 2 of us in this world.
That's what I was worried about.
Uh-oh. Okay, you don't want that.
I wonder what would have happened if Helidus rekindled with Helidus. Form a Super Helidus.
Perhaps would be too much for even you to control.
I don't think so, Harry. With my friend here, we can take ownership of any fire elemental.
But again, all those sort of spells are a matter of strength of will. With 2 Helidises, perhaps your will might not be strong enough, but we'll never know. So
We will indeed. No. Tanner, did you take anything from your body there? You wouldn't let me, but at least maybe you did.
I did. I got these, and he'll hold up the feathered earrings.
I took the whisper feathers instead.
I think it might be an idea if you give one of these to Eleanor when we find her again.
Yes.
A pair of whisper feathers.
Yes. Now,
That's a great idea, Tanner.
the only...
It was just able for us to at least keep track of her. And I think if anybody should be the one to be talking to her, it's got to be you, Dyer.
Me?
Wait, what? No, hang on, Tanner.
Yes, we don't want Helidus getting too distracted by talking with her.
Distracted? No.
We also
Tanner, are
don't
you
want
sure?
her to feel too pressured. I mean,
Why would it pressure? No.
you may not think you are. Are you being serious, or were you just mocking Helidus there?
I was mocking Helidus.
Ah.
I knew you'd be right, Tanner.
Just
Oh,
be nicer to her than you were to yourself, huh? I would have thought if there was anyone that you could refrain from insulting, it would be your literal mirror double, but...
My mirror double
Okay,
was dumb enough to get himself stuck in a fucking tube, Daya.
Yeah, you surprise me every day, Helidus.
Alright. Now, there's a couple of places we need to go, but one of them's right here, in my opinion, because wasn't this door locked because they were doing something on the other side?
Yeah.
That is the ritual room, I think, that I was talking about. Up here, this one up here. It led to this, where I'm pinging.
Yeah.
And we never went through the door past that. But I think that was from that staircase, James and Sarah Jane, I think leads down to the staircase leading east out of our bedrooms.
Okay.
So I think that's how we get there. Because see how there's no obvious way to get there, so we have to...
This staircase leads to our bedrooms?
This one, remember, like Sarah Jane, way early in the campaign, you chased one of the night hags, and they went invisible, and you followed them up, and then got to like a candle-lit stairwell.
Yeah.
Like you can see the candles. You can see the candles on the stairs, like little candles there. So that's that stairwell, and that leads to what I believe is the ritual room, which is where I'm picking here, but we never went into it.
Well, do we want to try to go into this room that's locked magically? I can probably break the spell on it.
The Phoenix room.
This room,
We've already
this
been in
room
there.
leads to the Phoenix room, or the Manticore room, whatever.
I'm just wondering why they've locked it.
It is magically locked.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That is strange.
Did you
How do we unlock
explore
it?
that chamber?
Well, you can see if it's still locked. You can check the door.
It is.
See. It is?
Yeah. And not just physically, it seems to be magically locked.
Okay.
As you try to open it, it feels like there's a force field, perhaps, or maybe an arcane lock. Got it.
I suppose a lower priority. Our priority should be the...
Lady Mora?
Well, my first priority was going to be the contact of the planes room.
Or Elena?
That's the thing, even if we find Eleanor, we don't know if we'll be able to help them, whereas if we use that, we might be able to get some information from Sinvala, potentially.
Okay.
Or...
I would like to talk to Tinvala, actually, if that's an option. Do we need to be in that other planes room?
Yes, there's no other way that we have to contact them.
The
Heladus, what are you doing?
the fiery elemental, the flightless bird, heads over towards the door that you're trying to unlock, and at first perhaps seems to like maybe they're trying to assist helping you open it, but in actual fact, you've already given up trying to open it, and they've just simply placed their hand on the door, and they seem to be sensing something.
What is it, my fiery friend?
Get ignorant and be like, what's on the other side?
Heat. Fire. A source of
Somewhere
great
you move?
fire.
What if the Phoenix is back?
So,
What if
I will reply in again, my friends, this is the one that destroyed you. This source. This is your opportunity for vengeance. Wish to take it. Should we just take its power to rekindle with such a bird? Maybe you will not be flightless for long.
Yes. Vengeance.
Then step back, both of you, unless you want to get wet.
Come on, friends.
Perhaps this isn't a wise fight for us to take.
It's my fight.
I don't think there's any stopping him, Tanner.
No, if he wants to go, sure thing.
Right.
Well, he's gonna need me because he can't hurt the phoenix. So I will roast that phoenix alive.
Step back, Heladus. Fiery Heladus.
This is a bad idea.
But,
Are you casting a spell?
yep, Herodanus will focus and begin to trace in watery runes by potentially using shape water just to do it, to begin to cast a spell magic on the door.
Okay. You can roll me a charisma check.
Charisma?
Wisdom.
Yep, I was about to say. Okay, and I will use my last cosmic omen on this.
Okay.
Not that I need it, apparently.
Flying fucking colours, and you needed it
27.
because that overcomes a powerful lock. This wasn't just a simple, a half-assed lock. No. Someone upcast this to quite the protection for means of, well, privacy. Who knows?
Whatever
Either way,
on
you
the
left
other
us.
side of this was, if this was no ordinary protection, they really wanted to keep someone out, which makes me want to get in.
Or keep something inside.
Imagine you use like water to like freeze over the door and then shatter it, and then shattering that breaks the magic on it.
Right. If it is what you think it is, one of you two should go first, fire people, because you're not going to get burnt.
I'll see what's inside, Harry. Come on, my friend. Follow behind.
I'ma look to Daya. I don't like this at all.
I'm not going first.
If night is around here, then we're going to be dead if we go up against that thing.
I think we can have Heladus take night, Tanner. Well,
What if Heladus can't fight? Heladus Jr. can't fight the Phoenix.
that's the problem, Di. I don't think Heladus. I don't think my people here will be able to best this fiery bird. But
why are we going
maybe
in?
with my help as their great leader, I could perhaps.
Heladus, the fire elemental, won't will likely not go much further. This is what he came for. To go back now would be to break that trust. That if we go through with this, then I would not be surprised. Embedus, I'm just going to call you that just for the time being.
Okay.
If their loyalty goes to you without the need to dominate.
I think you're right, Eridonis, and that would be Tanner, especially Tanner. We would, you and I, we would have this creature bound. These people bound us. They would be our people, Tanner. They would believe in us wholeheartedly. They would idolize us, Tanner. They would follow us to any ends, to the Shadowfell, to the very gates of Raziel's prison. They would have nothing but blind faith in us, in you, and I. This is a great idea, Tanner.
All
All we
I'm
have to do is kill this
saying,
Phoenix.
all I'm saying is, if we go through there, we fight the Phoenix, defeat it, and night turns up, we are done for.
Well,
What if I can get the Phoenix to rekindle with Helidus Jr. here, and people would
Then we are done
I don't know
for.
what would happen
And I
with
kind
that.
of gesture to the rest of us.
I don't think so. I think because with this Helidus, points to the fire one, would be able to fight tonight, whereas, and when we last fought tonight, we were all weary from other fights. At our full power and with Helidus by our side, even after this one battle, which Helidus could probably do solo because it can't hurt him, we could.
Well, I do worry, Ari, about the bird having a beak or something. I'm not sure if it's all flame.
In before the Phoenix isn't behind the door.
No, I'm worried something else will be, but right now I look to the fire Helidus. You want to go through, don't you?
It is my rekindling of sorts.
Swords? What do you people mean by that?
I will fight fire with fire. Whatever comes of that, comes of that.
Yeah, Henry, you might be right. I'm not.
Let's just let him go. We need him on our side. Let's give him the vengeance that he came for. Yes.
Right.
Just a stupid bird, after all. Chris,
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my book of fiery creatures and the fire plane, whatever. Do I find any entries on phoenixes? Real quick, I'm like, table
Yeah,
content.
Roll me an Arcana check with advantage.
Okay.
no, it's a PH, not an F.
That is...
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I go to F at first. I'm like, no Phoenix.
Okay. The Phoenix is a powerful fire elemental from, well, material plane, but obviously it can come from other outer planes anyway. What did you want to know specifically?
I want to
There's a lot
know
of
if
information on this.
so. Ember wouldn't know that a phoenix is reborn after a period of time.
Yes.
I would hope to learn that by looking at my book.
Of course, yes. They are actually elder elementals, and on their native plane, they sweep through weird and tempestuous landscape. Some possess greater power, gained by feeding on the lesser kin and adding the essence of creatures they have devoured to their own until they become something extraordinary. Phoenixes, of course, can be reborn. Only takes sometimes a matter of days, if that, for a rebirth. And, yeah. Little do they know, however, about the true horror of such a rebirth. It can be a painful and deadly experience for those in its vicinity.
So if this Helidus were to rekindle with a phoenix, he might gain the ability to be reborn should he be defeated.
It says here that elder elementals, like it says, possess greater power by feeding on their lesser kin, gaining and adding the essences of creatures they've devoured to their own.
What if the phoenix eats Helidus?
That's why he said he'll be fighting fire with fire. Whatever
Yes,
comes, comes. Whoever is
One of
basically
them
what
will
he's saying is
rekindle the others.
whoever
One
wins,
will.
wins.
Well,
Winner takes all type thing. Oof.
maybe we just let him do it on his own then.
Hey, friends, do you want to fight this one on your own? If you lose, this bird's gonna take you instead of the other way around.
I fight on my own. Then you fight your battles on your own.
No, I fight with you. Sorry, I was just making sure.
I will stand beside you, Fire Helidus.
Yes, absolutely. What a question. My apologies. I lost myself for a second there.
This creature swept over my village. They burnt the souls into ash. Those ashes rose, found me, formed into a fiery vengeance. That vengeance is here to enact it
Vengeance
now.
is now. Let's go. Burn the phoenix where it stands. Tanner, it has to be this way.
I'm not going to stop you, but I will say those words if we get fucked over.
I'm gonna just pass message really quick and say,
Trust me, Tanner. It's gonna be okay.
and I will have Helidus open the door, as he is still dominated, so I still should be allowed to.
Which is why he hasn't done anything. If he wasn't dominated, you would imagine he wouldn't be talking about this. He'd be in that room right now. You can feel the fiery, burning temperament rising up, like wanting to do this, but unable to, unless you issue the command.
Well, Grizz, you had one chance to slay a being of great fire, and unfortunately had to run from the battle. But this time, Grizz, it's your time. Go ahead, Harry. Go ahead, Helidus.
With that, he breathes in deeply and then billows a gout of fire, bursting open the door, suddenly catching someone off guard. What are you doing in here? Be gone! I locked that door for a reason. It's for your own safety.
We have opened it for a reason.
Agatha Grittlegums stands and is both arms are outstretched, and she seems to be manipulating two long chains that are dangling from the walls, and they seem to be link by link slowly being created and reaching towards the actual egg. Yes, the egg is back in its eggy form, and it seems like it's
resurrected.
bursting. Yeah, well, you saw it was released when you...
Yeah, I didn't see it die, though.
No, you didn't. And you hear her saying, No, you cannot interfere. David Yager didn't just go out, get it back for nothing.
Yes, she got it back for us.
No.
We are here to collect.
We are here to rekindle.
He got it back before it killed anyone else.
Helidus, all yours, my friend.
I'm sorry, Agatha.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What is that? Helidus begins to erupt into full
I was going to say, exactly. I said, I'll have Helidus assume his full fiery element.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, indeed.
Which one is he?
Yeah, he briefly turned into a giant flaming chicken.
I mean, to be fair, he is in a flightless bird-like form. And it seems like he's rushing towards the thing to perhaps claim his wings. And it all makes sense, Daya, why earlier you remember inciting, and I said to Daya in a secret message, it looks as though Helidus isn't doing this out of spite, but because he believes he is not complete. That's why he didn't take wings. And that's why. And as he rushes forward, he enlarges to full form. I wouldn't say full initiative, but it is hitting 10 o'clock on the mark.
Oh man.
So with that, we'll end there.
I think there's a good place to end it, right on that little cliffhanger. You troublesome pet!
Agatha Gristlegums, guys, this is, if we believe to be correct, basically one of Baba Yaga's main lieutenants.
Yeah.
Yep. He's a pretty powerful one.
I think something worse than that, to be honest, but we'll see.
Not looking forward to this.
If he's capable of creating these chains, which look physical now, by the way, they're not the ethereal ones that had reached and tethered this egg before. Seems that that's why she's locked herself in and why you could hear chanting before. She was in the midst of this ritual, and it's not yet finished. You guys are...
Did we just screw up in time? Maybe.
You're screwing
Again.
up.
Derek! Not Derek, fucking... Derek, redo!
Yeah.
Hit up on back, smash the fucking thing again.
Yeah. Anyway, wow. Well, on that little epic cliffhanger, we're going to have to end and wrap up there.
Oh man.
We will be back next Sunday to begin this fiery fight atop a pile of gold, may I add, as well. Don't touch the gold, guys. You know it's cursed. Good luck with that. Getting to the egg without touching it. Cruz is like, oh, I might just dive in. Scrooge McDuck again. But yeah, that is the same stuff made of the adverse amulet. So yeah,
We have a root curse with Tanner.
That's true. Yeah, you do have ways to deal with it now. Thank God. But yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. That's all. Because you might just end up stopping in the middle of a fight just to try and fill your pockets instead of actually fighting.
God.
Yeah, it's cursed gold. Don't touch it.
I suppose the question now is which came first, the phoenix or the flame?
Oh.
Ew.
Yeah.
Fiery metaphors.
Okay.
That's a burning question, James. I don't know.
Yeah. Though
we are on fire today.
Yeah.
It's interesting considering the theme of the episode, because a phoenix in itself is that infinite looping time like we had inside the hourglass.
Yeah, there's a fitting battle after the little... I would call it a role-play encounter.
A circle
anyway.
has no end or beginning.
Indeed.
Right,
Forever
sign off.
rebirthing. Tune in also on tomorrow's episode of What Lies Beneath as well.
What lies beneath?
Continue a little Underdark trip. And finally on Friday for Roll for Story, where they finally put the pieces together of this strange mystery within the dry oasis.
Roll for Story!
Bye.
Bye.
Take it. Bye-bye.